Hello and welcome back to Roll the Bones. My name is Rob, and as ever I'm joined by my magnificent players Mike, Matt and Dom, and I will ask them the immortal question, the question I've not asked them for 2 weeks. What happened previously on Nights of the Apocalypse?
Thought you'd frozen.
Sneaky dramatic.
Yeah.
Split storylines. We split
Good
the
time.
party.
Yeah, that's probably a good point. Well, why don't we do it as a split thing then? So we'll start with Obsidian and Ansel then. You had escaped the raging fires of Graves and Co, and you made plots and plans in the Necro Cave.
I think it's important to note that it took us well over a week in real time to actually come up with some sort of a plan, and even then we did it on the fly, kind of at the time, because we're not good at it.
It changed. We're not big planners.
Yeah, but we acquired assistance from Swiftstone.
Yes.
To get closer to the Graves' residence, where we assumed there would be guards of sorts, and we were correct, so that we could possess Body Snatch, a couple of them. Excuse me.
Which kind of went off without a hitch, didn't it? We didn't.
It did. I mean, actually,
Unusually.
yeah, it went really well for us until the very end of the session. The sort of moment at the end of the session, we all went, "Oh no!" But actually, it went kind of flawlessly.
Yeah, well, whilst you were in Graves and Co, you were after members of the Watch to assume their form using a magic jar, but whilst you were taking control of them, you noticed that there was someone else inside Graves and Co as well.
Yes, we discovered Old Man Olam was there and was trying to save some of the sort of Graves family heirlooms. Not that there were many heirlooms, but possessions, things of importance. And he seemed believable. He seemed genuine in that he was trying to make amends for being questionable in his sort of loyalties and where they lied, or perhaps being a bit misled. And he seemed genuine, and we kind of made some amends there, and made arrangements for him to hide the Graves family if they were sent to him upon their sort of rescue, to keep them safe, which he verily agreed to. And then we went on our merry way towards the castle.
Gave you some stuff too, I believe.
Oh yeah, he did. What did he give me, actually?
Didn't he give you a cloak?
It was only a +4 cloak.
Yes, he did. He gave me a +4 cloak of charisma. Yes, he did. A brand new +4
Shiny.
a cloak of charisma.
And another vial of black sand as well.
Lovely.
So, yes, he gave you another vial of black sand, which is something that he appears to be continuously making. Rather dangerous substance, but there we are. And then, yes, you set to and went to the castle. And we will come back to what happened afterwards in a moment. Meanwhile, what was going on with Runyk, Michael?
Well, Runyk was able to disassociate himself from some pain to get some power back. Not much, but enough to work with to get out. And coming to, he, after a couple of checks, found that the dead root was actually, well, dead. He was
Undead root.
undead route, which, being in the presence of the Watch at the time, was a little confusing. But was able to deal and dispatch, and then Runyk used his mind powers to control and basically clear a way for him to throw on a disguise and go out. But before he left the dungeons, he overheard Watch Captain Enos? Was it Enos?
Night Brother Enos, yes.
Night Brother Enos, thank you. Was now the last... Well, it's essentially honorary captain at this point, because the others had left to return to Eldarium, which meant he was the sole authority, and although other members were concerned, he was not. He also wasn't concerned with the return of the prince or anything like that. As far as he was concerned, everything was in hand, which was promptly followed by some brilliant improv, as you had to do a on-the-spot tavern jig.
I mean, you're very kind to say it was. It didn't rhyme, but it was. You know, if you hit something with enough enthusiasm, you can generally pull it off. So there we go. That's the secret.
I mean, it led to his shins being smashed, but
Yeah,
That's a real life lesson there. Pearl of wisdom from the DM for everybody.
XP for everyone. So yeah, that is an interesting point that you reiterate. Yes, it seems that they're not quite as forthcoming as perhaps they should be when it comes to dealing with the undead. It seems like Night Brother Enos was well aware that there is an undead threat with its grasp upon the city. He even went as far as to admit that they were just waiting for the prince to arrive so that they can then show that they're ready and willing to be there in a time of need. So a schemer for sure. Where his superior officers have gone away somewhere to Eldarium, apparently. So yes, very good. You stole away, and then also we enjoyed a bit of a skill challenge with Runyk as well, stealing his way through the castle. You met 5 successes before 2 failures, I think, is how you managed it. I think you pretty much aced it.
yeah, that was... It was, yeah. Good start, little dip, and then whoosh.
Which lets you leaving the castle gates pretty much at the same time as Obsidian and Ansel arriving through the castle gates, which I was still laughing at a number of days after the session. I just couldn't get the image out of my mind. What happened there? What happened as that transpired?
So because Ansel and Obsidian were in other people's bodies, Runyk had no opportunity to even realise that his companions were nearby, but Ansel spotted Runyk with a pretty good spot check, I think it was. So we sort of said it was the Umbrella Academy meme, didn't we? But really, it was Ansel putting his arm around Runyk and physically frog marching him back into the place he'd just come out of.
Which is very funny in itself.
Oh, it was against my disguise check, that was it, which was only 19.
It was good disguise check to me. I think 19 is quite a good disguise check.
Thankfully, it was just about the right level that no one else but us could figure it out. It was actually the perfect disguise check, when you think about it.
It very much was, yes, you're right. So then...
with a word in his ear, we went back in, or he went back in, we went in for the first time. And demanded audience with Apophis? Is that right, or did we just get sent there?
You had your...
Yeah, we got sent there with the bodies.
You carried your own bodies in on a cart and were wheeling your bodies in, and everyone was pretty much amazed because they were like, wow, these lowly members of the Watch have succeeded where everyone else has failed. They've brought in these villainous apostates that everyone is looking for, the strangers. So that basically brought you straight in to the throne room where Apophis has been hungry to be reunited with you, and there you were. He said that while he was pleased that that you had been dealt with, the strangers had been supposedly dealt with, he was also disappointed because there was much he had wished to share with you. And by that you sort of understand that meant that there was much that other forces want to share with you as well. That you kind of got this idea, this kind of sensation, judging from Apophis's behaviour, that he was acting rather suspiciously and strange. Silaster had witnessed this before. Ansel had not yet. Had Ansel had been there last time, he would have seen with his magical gaze a presence that he had seen previously when he looked into the mirror. Do you remember that? What he saw?
Yes, he saw 4 shadows.
4 shadows. One which is Apophis's, the other 3 something entirely different, and revealed the sisters of the Sanguine Coven, vampiric witches that have sort of been puppeteering Apophis, and you imagine keeping him in this state, this reverie, all along. And really they only revealed themselves after Obsidian had made the jump. You will recall we left the session as Obsidian dropped out of the watch person's body and successfully inhabited the body of Apophis. But then that's when you heard the voices. Obsidian.
Yes, he did hear the voices. And I think... I don't know if he did see them, I think.
They revealed themselves.
He became able to see them, and they were hags.
Hags.
Horrible vampire witches. They were very unpleasant, most unpleasant. And,
And that is where we will return. So you're absolutely right.
I forgot you were so far away.
They are vampire witches. They are pretty formidable looking, but they all have their own individual looks. One of them, pronounced as Sister Siren, appears to be this very, very tall, unnaturally beautiful lady. The other is a hag that appears to be veiled and has a number of what look like kind of tarot cards in her hands. And then there is also a disgusting, rotted looking hag-like creature. Sister Siren, Sister Seer was the one with the cards, and Sister Sayer was the one that was sort of like a rotted hag.
Sister Sayer, Sister Sayer.
Yes, Sister Sayer, Sister Sayer. It is you they address first of all. Bogrim, Obsidian. You seem different somehow. The words of Siren sort of like pours into your ear like sweet honey. Obsidian. We have no control of him anymore. It's like someone's flipped the page on an ongoing story. The tome is the old man's body. Speak, first voice. What has become of you? What has become of you? Says Sayer, like you can see like a clawed talons on her rotting hand closes on your shoulder.
Do I think they've become visible to everybody?
You can give me a knowledge arcana check.
Ooh, 32. Christ.
Yeah, you notice the recognizable magical signs that shows that this is someone that's standing in plain sight. You've seen this happen with a number of entities that you have faced in your time, including vampires, including Grin as well. You know when a creature appears out of invisibility, what it's like with 32. Pretty much a spectacular roll. You know that everyone can behold these entities. But if it wasn't for your insane magical knowledge, you could probably tell by the expression over everyone's faces. Obsidian, you note, as you look back down the hall, you see the Watch Acolyte just, like, frozen, like, and immediately begins to retch. The experience of being returned to his form, as you have left it. His form. And then he's like looking wildly around. The guards that flank the pillars of this place, you noted, had like a very macabre look to them. They appeared to be spawn in themselves as well.
Oh boy.
How do I play it? Okay. I will turn to look at them, and I will feign shock and terror, like as if I am Apophis and my head has just become clear. I know they've been controlling me, so the whole thing is I will start running towards my friends over here and sort of act as if I've sort of gained, no, foul creatures, you will not control me again, and I will just start running away.
What is your touch armor class as you go to move?
My touch armor class is
11.
Boy.
You are allowed an attack of opportunity. You are unarmed, so it would be just a punch.
Well, I mean, I might as well, because it will at least, it might stand a chance at knocking something aside. It won't stop a touch attack, will it?
Well, as you move, it seems like hands go to like seize you as you.
Oh, I see. Oh, like if they're trying to grab me.
Yeah, they're trying to grab you.
Yeah,
that's
in which
yeah,
case,
yeah.
I'll try and smack their touch attack aside. But I don't normally do standard touch attacks. My melee attack is base attack bonus +5, but it's strength, isn't it?
It is.
Because it's a standard attack, which is -1. It's a 9.
You rush forward and you see the rotted hands of Sister Sayer close on your shoulders. Could you do a opposed grapple for me, please? As the powerful vampire seizes hold of you. You go to run and these just like lightning. Zoom. You know the speed of a vampire, but it's something you can never know, really, because it's just so unbelievably fast. The creature is upon you. impossible strength gripping hold of you. Sister Sayer says in your ear, I have a gift of the tongue, and you feel like a long greenish tongue like flick at your earlobe for a second. Obsidian, Sister Sayer, it appears like our little puppet has got a will of his own. Sister Seer will look upon you. Can you make a will save for me, please, Obsidian?
I can certainly try. No, I rolled a 1. It's a 10.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
You feel like it doesn't matter how much cosmetics, it doesn't matter how many flowing robes or how much wrinkly skin you hide behind in trying to hide behind the visage of Apophis. Sister Seer sees you and says, the little crow man outside his shell. It is good that you have come here. They gesture, and the door at the far side of the throne room opens. There's one on either side here, and a figure walks through, clad in flowing black dress robes, looking immaculate, as beautiful as the day you married her. Naya sweeps into the room and just stands there. It doesn't take a knowledge arcana to see that she is under some kind of effect, Obsidian. And then Sister Sayer, the rotting hag, looks deep into your gaze and says, you will give us the fugue prism, and we shall give you your beloved wife back. Now, whilst you think of that, we will cut, because I understand a lot of action happened there in a short space of time. So whilst that happens, the door swings open. Let's go by your initiative rolls that you rolled at the start of the session. So that was Obsidian, Ansel. You are sort of like looking in the guise of the watch, and you don't feel like you've been made yet. So what do you do? You, by the way, can control the watch chaplain, who is the red one on the right.
Oh, yes, so he is. I don't feel like there's anything I can particularly do currently. I could just take the leverage away. That would be something, wouldn't it? But I don't think I'd get out. I guess I would, if I've not been made, I would perhaps come closer, just because I need to be within range to actually help. Obsidian, currently I'm quite far away.
You are able to make a step. You do note as well, however, that the watchman next to you appears to be sort of like coming back to his senses. He's retching, but like he's looking around terrified now. So he is like a chaotic factor to your left as well. So you're not sure he would go with you. He is obviously not Obsidian anymore.
Yeah. Can't really deal with him, so I'll just have to hope he doesn't do anything awful. So I'll come forward slightly, just to get within range. I'll bring the shade with me.
Yeah, you begin moving forward, and Sister Siren looks up and says, your kind was forbidden to enter here. You brazenly approach whilst we speak to the first voice.
We were invited to enter, if you recall.
We know what it is like to be invited, for it is a necessity for our kind to be welcomed at the door. As Ansel moves forward and Sister Siren stares down the watch chaplain, who is Ansel, Runyk, you, battered, bruised, but still going, stand there in front of this cart. You look behind you, you see that the slain bodies of Ansel and Obsidian still rest on that cart there, and this watch guy appears to be coming to his senses. What do you do?
I will. Actually, I don't need to roll for it. I'm going to manifest a power without any display. DC is 15 plus the power level. First level, so 16, which means even on a 1, I would meet that.
Okay.
Oh,
what is that
no,
you're going
you're
to
right.
do?
Hang on. I'm going to manifest inertial armor.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So I need to not roll a 1, and I can do this without being spotted.
Okay.
It just manifests without any sign.
So don't roll a 1 then.
The opposite.
Yes, amazing.
Wasted it. Wasted a 20.
Yeah.
So this armor appears, but it doesn't show any sign then, is that right?
Yeah. No display is made with it coming into effect, but it is now a tangible force around me.
Incredible.
And that is 1 power point down.
Oh no. As you do that then, anything else that you would do whilst you do that?
Probably underneath the robe he's wearing is to disguise. Just getting his hand close to the crossbow, because that's going to be needed.
Definitely.
It's going to see a lot of action, is it, that crossbow?
Oh, yes.
I love it. Okay. So in that case, then we'll return to Obsidian and the guys at the first voice. And Sister Sayer, the rotting hag-like witch, will say, well, what will it be, child? Is such a little trinket worth the life of your dearly beloved?
Obsidian will respond, what of my children?
Give me a sense motive.
He's not very good at that. I could try. That's a +1.
Okay.
That's a 20. Holy shit!
Ooh.
A flicker of confusion goes across Sister Sayer's face from it and goes, there are children.
Ah, they don't have my children.
And she seems to lick her pointed teeth in a hungry manner.
We didn't find anything out, did we, that I'm forgetting? Because Obsidian obviously wouldn't forget.
No.
He knows all.
But
So,
yeah.
we didn't find anything. No.
The assumption
I didn't
was
think
that
so.
they got taken, but at least they don't seem to know. But the Watch were the ones that took them, so who knows?
Okay. So...
If they did take them, that is.
The fugue prism for my wife.
Of course, presented forth. And we won't kill her. And Sayer points a pointed talon at your wife, who just stands there vacant.
At this point, I'm fairly certain that it can be done as a swift action. He will respond, but he will respond after the swift action that sends him back to his own body. So he will reappear in his own body, take the fugue prism from his bag, and say, Deal.
So you... hang on. So in that case then, Apophis returns to his body,
Yeah.
like standing
Apophis returns
shaking,
to his body,
grappled, and
go
you're on the cart.
through the crystal, and I wake up in my own body. The spell is ended. I'm, not for Ansel. Ansel is on a separate spell.
Yeah.
I cast it twice, but it's over. The spell is over for me. Holds up the fugue prism in his hand, which is now a small kind of crystal, and just says, "Deal."
A different shell. Oh, now that, we must admit, is impressive, says Sister Sayer. Very good. And she'll reach out a hand. Do you resist?
I have a firm grip on it. Like it's not. It's and I will say you have seen me and my power. I will not hesitate to destroy this before it reaches you if you do not release her first.
You do not know what you have in your hand, Necromancer.
I know.
And there are powers required to destroy such a work of art. Surrender the fugue prism now.
Right.
There's like a deadly silence in the chamber. No one is breathing. No one is saying a word.
Ansel already did this thing a tiny amount of damage. I don't want to overdo it.
Seemingly.
But I'm gonna... Yeah. I'm just gonna put a channel touch through it.
Okay, put a charnel touch through it. That deals...
I'm touching it, I just do damage.
Yeah.
Negative energy damage. Which I'll just roll. There's 4 points of negative energy damage go through this thing in my hand. Obviously, however that works, I don't really know as far as how it's concerned.
You are too attuned, or rather, you are akin to the power that lies within the fugue prism, says Sayer. Yes, says Siren. Any power that you wield will bolster the dead within. This is not a negotiation that would be wise for you to press. Crowman. I've seen it upon the cards, says Sayer, and she casts forth a number of tarot cards. Skulls and swords and cups seem to appear in images in front of her for a moment before they dissipate again. I have seen this once, and I have seen it 100 times. You will surrender what is ours, and we will return your beloved. Failure to do so will result in her death. We shall not ask again.
Right.
What I did to it bolstered it, Didn't seem to do any damage.
It seemed to. In fact, we'll come back to you because we've been on you for a bit. Let's move to Ansel.
Yeah.
Don't worry if not, but if there is anything that you would do, Ansel, what would you do in this moment?
So the sort of confrontation is going through me, so I think I'll step off to the side in a sort of very magnanimous sort of way, as I'll get out of your way so you can continue talking, while also taking a couple of steps closer. Perhaps to there.
Okay, you move forward, and you can't help but notice that Seer's eyes have gone upon you. The one in the middle with the cars is sort of staring at you now, Ansel, as you move forward, and then and she sort of squints. She's the one who looks most like just like an elderly lady, covered in moles and blotchy, wretched skin. She's like staring at you, squinting eyes as you approach. Are you just walking towards them? You're not really trying to make any show of it at all. You're just walking, or are you trying to pretend to do something?
Oh no, it's just sort of like getting out of the way and sort of walking, just happening to wander closer, really, rather than
you can give me a bluff check,
advancing on them as such.
I
can try and do a bluff,
or a performance, whichever you could argue. Really,
I'd do a bluff. That would suit me better.
Okay,
it's not going to be great anyway, but. Did we have something on us that improved bluff? Did I take something?
I'm not entirely sure, man.
Or is that
I'm not sure.
Let's not worry about it then. I have a feeling we did, but it probably ran out anyway. 15.
Okay. Okay. They're just watching. Seer's the one that's staring at you in particular. Sayer appears to be sort of like as the one who did the grapple is like basically just holding on to Apophis. Apophis, by the way, is gasping and looking around as if woken from a slumber that has lasted a very, very long time. But he's barely able to get words out. He's spluttering as he's being held by the throat by this vampire. So as Ansel appears to move forward in the guise of this watch chaplain, Runyk, inertial armor has come upon you, and you're watching as suddenly Obsidian rises upon the cart behind you, as you and appears to be about to strike a deal. What do you do?
I can see what's happening with, he's come about, and bartering. So, in shock, Runyk is going to move this way. Oh, he's not dead. Oh, he's still alive. This is weird. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. As he's just kind of backing off away from the now risen necromancer. Again, that's all that I'll be doing at this point.
Okay. Obsidian, you feel like this is the last chance. Sister Siren reaches out a hand towards you. You will surrender the prism.
This is sort of frustrating because I don't know what I've got that can actually destroy it. Ansel did it damage before, right? Just physical damage?
It looked like it, yeah. It looked like it.
Well, it was magical damage. If it was anything.
Magical damage. Okay. In that case, I will step forward.
Yes.
I will. Spells have I got that do physical damage? I can really only summon. That's about all I've got. So I will hold it out. And as I do so, and this might take initiative. I don't know, because I'm going to summon. Ba-bum. A level 3, so the Rich Countess.
Okay. So as you...
In front of me, so as I do so, I will reach forward, and this ogre zombie Rich Countess will appear and essentially start crushing the crystal.
How big, sorry? Did you say ogre?
Ogre. Zombie. I believe it's large. Large.
Yes. I was going to say, if it's an ogre. Yes.
Ogre zombie. Large.
There she is. You should have control. So, you reach forward and summon
control.
the creature, and it is that act, the readied action that that Sister Siren has prepared, that I will ask you for an immediate will save as you summon your summon arrives, but we must resolve the action, the readied action.
27.
Oh, hang on. What is it like as you feel this insane force trying to rip not only the fugue prism but you towards the throne room, but you resist?
I think that there's just a absolute stern deadpan look in his eyes, like he's absolutely, completely and utterly going to destroy this if they don't let his wife go. And there's kind of a pull against him, but his expression just doesn't change as he holds on to this thing and allows the summon that's just appeared to do a slam attack on it.
Yeah, you can do that then, and then we know what's going to happen. So do your damage against the fugue prism.
Right. That is plus 9, but it's not 9, it's 10, 11. So it's 12 points of damage, but also another 5 points of cold damage.
Okay.
Yes.
So as the slam comes straight down upon it, it seems that only the layer of frost is the only thing that seems to have any effect. And as that happens, all three of the sisters of the Sanguine Coven speak in one voice. They scream shrilly, "Foul!" And we've already rolled initiative, so it begins. Sister Siren, who had attempted to just drag you with a telekinesis spell, finds that you resist her power. However, she will now perform an inherent vampiric ability. She gives a screeching cry. "Children of the night, come to serve your coven of mothers!" there is a cacophonous howl as from the gathering darkness of the throne room, as the sun is setting in the far distance, you note that these sisters are in shadow somehow. There is this dreadful cry as a pack of wolves bursts into view. At your left flank, directly ahead, and at your right flank. And they rush you. The watch the watch acolyte who has just come to his senses is the first to feel the brunt as two vicious looking wolves rush him and attempt to savage him. And that is 2 hits. Doing that damage. And he has to attempt 2 strength. No, it's just it's a trip attempt because they hit him. They can drag him to the ground. He fails. He is pulled to the ground, screaming. 2 wolves savage him as he goes to the ground. The other 2 immediately rush you, Obsidian. They go at your flat-footed armor class, which is
14.
That is a hit and a miss. So 1 does.
Might as well throw a net on him. It's
7 points of piercing damage. And can you please make an opposed grapple? Fail and you will be tripped to the ground as the wolf tries
grapple
to grab
is
you.
either strength or dexterity.
Strength or dex, that's right. You choose.
I mean, all I've got is dex, I'm afraid.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
He didn't even roll that well, but oh god.
I'd have to roll exceptionally well to beat,
So the one just jumps.
And stuff.
One just jumps past you, but the other one manages to catch you on your shoulder, and just the weight of him hitting you turns you around, and you find yourself bodily slamming into the ground. These will just immediately go to savage you, Runyk.
Good thing I've got my crossbow.
They close the gap and they go after your flat-footed. I don't know how much that's affected by your inertial armor.
Well, I've not acted. My flat-footed is 14.
14.
Inertial armor will still count, though, won't it? Because it's a force thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've taken so many penalties. I just have to double check.
Again, only one actually hits. So 1 hits and it does 4 points of piercing damage. Can you also make a grapple attempt, please, to prevent yourself from being pulled to the ground?
Now dwarven stability.
Dwarven stability, very good.
Get a +4 to this, which isn't that impressive considering how weak I am. But 20.
Well, you know what? That was a really good roll from the wolf, but you roll better. What is it like as you prevent yourself from being dragged to the ground by this beast?
Oh, he kind of bites at Runyk's disguise, really, pulling on that as opposed to actually on my flesh too much, ripping off part of the disguise and showing Runyk's clothes underneath.
It appears the strangers have come to play, says Sayer, suddenly kind of realising what this is, recognising a magic jar spell now. These other wolves here, I'm afraid, go after you. And that is a free 5-foot step, but it doesn't matter, so it doesn't matter. Armour class, please, Ansel. Flat-footed armour class.
Are we saying that the watch person has essentially the same armor as my character.
Oh yes,
would
of
have.
course. Yeah, we'll do it as just yours for now. Yeah, just to keep it simple.
Just for simplicity, yeah. 14 flat-footed.
14. Again, they're nothing but consistent. 1 hit, 1 miss. The hit does 3 points of piercing damage. Can you make a grapple, a trip attempt, please, to stop yourself from being pulled to the ground?
Yeah. Oh, 13.
13 is not enough, unfortunately. You get pulled to the ground as these two wolves just start like snapping at you as you land, and then these wolves here. Two of them rush you, Obsidian, whilst you're on the ground. You're lying, and then you feel them coming up behind you whilst you're on the ground, immediately trying to bite at your face. And these two are going to go after the watch guy. But we'll resolve them afterwards. So you're on the ground, so
it'll be flat-footed, and it'll be then -4 as well because I'm on the ground. So
I'll just give. Okay, we'll do it just like that then. Sure. You just give them a +4, but that's fine. That is 2 hits. First one does 4 points of piercing damage.
I take nothing.
3 points of piercing. So while they are savaging you and sort of bearing down on you,
they're on me, but it's like I'm wearing bite sleeves. I can't bite this.
They're trying to get purchased, but just can't seem to like get enough enough pierce to injure you fully. But they're still on you, which is obviously a problem. The other two, however, are going after the watch guy. That is a hit and a possible critical. It's a critical, so we'll do the other one first. That's 7 points. Already not looking great. God. A 9. The guy is just screaming, ah! Barely alive on the ground. That was
Good.
One of their turns.
We didn't like him anyway.
No.
Rob, I just thought I'm not in my body, so I don't take damage to me, do I? I take damage to the vessel.
That's a great point. Okay, bear with.
Yeah. The vessel, so hit points are going to be
His.
his. It'll be his hit points. Technically, I mean, all physical scores.
Shall I just count upwards and you can tell me when he
armor
does?
class should actually be just his armor class as well, not.
Yeah, so 35 points of HP for the Watch Chaplain. So you just transfer whatever damage to the 35 points of HP that character has.
But if you die, you don't die because your body's within range, so you'll just go back into the crystal, and then you can either choose to try and possess someone else, or go back into your own body.
So while this fight may seem insurmountable, both, not Obsidian, but you, Ansel, have kind of 2 lives in this battle. Which is pretty ace. But anyway, it is now, like I say, that was Sister Siren's turn. She, as a siren, called the wolves into being. Sister Seer is going to foretell your doom. And she is going to do something... She will say, wolves howl in your choir, and bats fly above, and dance in the night. 2 swarms of bats smash whoosh, through the windows behind you. Terrifying, screeching entities in a swarm.
Oh no.
But as they're coming through the windows, as I described, we will say they aren't able to act yet, but they're now there. So you see 2 swarms of bats just swooping around in a terrifying manner. And then it is Sister Sayer, who is also going to look at... Realised the music wasn't looped. There we go. It's going to look at... can you roll me a D4, someone? 3 and a 4 is Obsidian, because he sort of like pointed out that he is a primary target. 1 is Runyk, 2 is Ansel.
Go on, I'll do it. Let's see.
1 Runyk, 2 Ansel, 3, 4 Obsidian. Obsidian,
Sorry.
make a will save for me, please.
Yes, Michael's actions should cause the death of Matt's character. That's appropriate.
It absolutely is.
Will save.
He's hacked roll 20 to do it on purpose.
Yes. Will save, please, Obsidian Graves. Make it good.
Wow. I have very little control of that. 21.
It's good,
all right.
but not good enough, unfortunately. Where Siren failed, Sayer succeeds. She reaches out a hand, and you find yourself being lifted high into the air, Obsidian, spinning wildly as you're ripped from the mouths of wolves and smashed hard onto the ground at the very foot of those marble stairs as a telekinetic thrust sends you wheeling. So that is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 feet, and you slam into the ground. Meaning, you take 17 points of bludgeoning damage, Obsidian, as you are hurled across the room and slam hard onto the stone floor. Can you give me a reflex save to see if you hold on to the fugue prism?
Reflex. I love a reflex save.
Realise we should have something for the fugue prism.
17.
17. You managed to hold on to the fugue prism. In like a bloody hand, you can still see the glimmering black jet still safe in your palm. And you look up the stairs and you see these horrifying vampire witches looming above, each cackling louder than the last. That is their turn complete. Obsidian, it is your turn.
Well, I mean, I can stand up, right?
You can. That is half your movement.
That's fine. I'm not going to move. I don't have much that's going to help me in any other way, so I will use a level 5 spell. Good luck, Rob. I apologise for this before we start. To summon 4 wise old sages.
I remember them.
Yes, the large dudes with the big round hats on. Lovely. 1. 2, let's turn you. Standing on the step there. As it's only a step, they're sort of one leg up. Are they? Is this a ledge or is it just a dark spot?
It is a ledge. It is a 5.
So if we do that, then
ledge.
that's better.
Yep.
That's fine. They can still reach those guys from there. So these guys appear sort of halfway up the steps. And these guys appear behind them. And each one of them is going to attack the witch that they are closest to. So these two will both attempt to attack this one on the end. I don't know which one.
Siren. Yeah.
Siren.
Amazing.
Okay. So they have a full attack, which is so 2 claws. So 1, 13, 2, 14, mother, and a bite. 7.
All hits, right?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, the first one, which is this dude up here, just whiffs it. He just absolutely whiffs it. The second one goes for 2 claws, 1 claw, 25.
A hit.
Oh, lovely. And a second claw, 27.
A hit.
Beautiful. And then goes in for a bite. It's a natural 20, but they're undead because they're vampires, so they're
so 3 hits.
Crits, but still auto hit. So 3 hits. So that is 6, 7, 8, and then it'll be 2d6 because one of these is cold damage. But let's do 4d6 plus 16 because it was 2 of those. So 31 from the claws. And 1d6 plus 3, 4, 5 plus another 9 from the bite.
Okay. Any magic on that at all? On those attacks?
Yeah, well, they are enchanted now as an enchanted weapon because they do cold damage. So all the attacks are considered magical.
That makes my life far easier, so that's fine by me. So 39 in total then, is that fair? is that what that is? Sorry.
That is actually 40 in total.
40. Bloody hell. Amazing. These wise old
then
sages.
I've got the other 2.
Yep.
Are going to go for this one, which is the old hag, I think.
Yes, Sister Sayer, who still grasps the Apophis by the throat.
So, 1 claw, 13, 2 claw, 29.
A hit.
And a bite of 10. Okay. So that's 2d6. 6, 7, 8. So 12 points of damage from the 1 claw.
Okay, 12
and then
points of damage.
1d6 plus 5 also does 9 points of damage from the bite.
Okay.
And then the other one swings 2 claws, so claw number 1, 26.
Also a hit.
A 23.
Also a hit. No, sorry, not a hit. Not a hit.
23, not a hit. Okay, noted. And then also goes for a bite of 15. So that's not a hit, but it got 1. It got 1 claw, which adds the cold, and does that. So it does 14 damage from the claw.
Okay.
And that is them. But I will also do 1, 2, 3. Because I did half my movement standing, so I'll just move half my movement back.
Let me just...
That is my turn. Apologies for it taking so long.
No problem.
All I've got is
No, we
summon.
like it, Matthew.
Only gonna get worse.
It's giving me time to think.
Okay, as the assault of the undead forms begins against the Sisters of the Sanguine Coven, these great forms pulling themselves out of the earth, seemingly, in a spectral kind of portal almost, they appear and start laying waste to them. As that occurs, we now move to Ansel's turn.
So Ansel, set upon by dogs, is just going to activate his claws and fight from the ground. But first the Shade is going to just loop around to threaten them.
Right, so you're attacking from the ground, so that's -4. But the Shade is going to help you with that,
Okay,
so hopefully it'll balance out.
Yes, because he puts -2 onto their AC, and it is touch attacks. So
you can just do it at a
hopefully.
-2 then, if you would prefer to do it like that. It's up to you.
If that's easier, it probably is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's easier. Yeah.
I'm going to watch your turn on the stream for a second, because I'm bursting through.
All right, mate. No worries.
I am still watching.
Take your microphone with you. 26 to hit.
Is against the easy hit against that wolf there.
I might do the damage first, if that's all right. Just
no
I
problem.
don't think it will kill it, but if it did, that would be nice. 13 points of damage.
How do you kill the wolf?
Not sufficient. Excellent. So the wolves are like diving on top of Ansel, and then the shade just creeps around them and grabs them by the napes of the neck in this sort of shadow. And then Ansel's hand just goes straight up through the face of one of them, and then he swings his second claw at the second one. And that's a bad miss.
That is a bad miss. Yeah, the other one leaps aside, howling and gnashing.
But nevertheless, that is my turn.
Okay, as you valiantly slay one, we then move to Runyk.
Ooh. Danger turn, right. To start with, as a swift action, which does provoke 2 attacks opportunities, Runyk is going to quaff a potion.
Okay, so you have acted now, so it's just your normal armor class, which is
16.
Miraculously, somehow you evade both of them. They both go for you as you try and take the potion, snapping but missing.
Excellent. That is a potion of haste.
Oh, nice.
So that boosts my armor class by 1.
Yes.
My reflex
Yep.
by 1. My speed by 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the other thing it does?
Allows
my
you to
attack
do
roll.
another attack, I think, doesn't it?
On a full round.
On a full round, yes.
Yeah, so that is 8 and 9. But it's the speed bonus I need at this point. How high is this bat?
The bat, they're
Kite, mate.
they are just 6 feet in the air. They're standard height.
Okay. Well, you've never seen a dwarf move so fast, because with 50 feet
Wow.
of speed, this dwarf just seems to glide across the stone. So 5, 10, like a breeze past you, Obsidian. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and this is where it's going to provoke possibly an attack of opportunity from the bat. 40. It will at this point when I scale up the 5-foot ledge.
So, this is the thing. As a swarm, I don't think they get attacks of opportunity because they solely just do damage, when they're on you. So
they haven't got the reach.
They don't do an attack of opportunity against you, so you can move past without
Perfect.
issue.
That is just a move action to move all those 45 feet, believe it or not. Thank you, haste.
Thank you, haste.
As I am doing this, I am going to go what the psionics refer to as Nova. Nova is when you use all your psionic points, basically, on one ability. You burn as much away as you can.
Oh my god.
I have
You crazy.
2 points left. I don't have barely any obsidian. I can do 2 half-ass things or 1 ultra thing. I would like to point out, as I'm doing this, the light in the room seems to just pull upon Runyk as he's moving, almost like a glowing beacon. This...
It's gonna solar flare them.
He's gonna solar flare. I would like to point out that line affects all 3 of them and possibly the swarm, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that does.
I will tell you how many points I'm using for this. I'm using my maximum of 10 points, and I'm over channeling, which means I will take 3d8 points of damage from this as well. I cannot psionically focus this because I've moved, but
Okay.
I need
Rob frantically checks his sheets.
Yeah.
I need them all to make a reflex save
Right.
of 25 as blood
Right.
pours out of Runyk's eyes as he's about to unleash his celestial conduit.
Okay. Okay.
Now, I'm sorry as well, because aside from the three of them, and possibly the bat swarm, I think I do get 2 summons. Yeah.
Certainly seems to move through their spaces, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry for the collateral. But
I mean, I couldn't care less, mate. They're summons. they're
That's what they're there for.
that is what they're there for.
Okay.
They can take it. Don't worry.
Right. So I've done the reflex saves, and you said it was a DC 25. Yes.
Mhm.
Sister Siren, the one closest, fails the save.
Seems appropriate.
Sister Seer,
Least warning.
in the middle, fails the save. Sister Sayer passes the save.
she will take half. They will take full. Does the swarm need to as well?
Oh, that's a good question, isn't it? Well, they have a yeah, I'll roll for them. They'll be lucky, shall we say. You know what? That was so close. That was an 18 on the die, but I don't think actually... Wait. Makes the number, but doesn't surpass it, so... Nearly. But not quite.
In that case, only Sayer?
Sayer,
takes
the
half?
hag, takes half, the others will all take full.
This is with the additional undead damage on.
Well, yes.
Are the
yeah.
bats undead?
No.
If not, the bats take... I'll tell you how much the bats remove from this.
Okay.
For a grand total of 72 points of positive energy. As that is almost all my power points.
Matt just deleted the 2 summons.
They're not resistant to that. They've got a lot of hit points, but they haven't got that many.
Sayer takes 36.
I was going to
The
ask,
swarm
yeah, 36, thank you.
The swarm of bats takes 72 minus 24, so that's 48. Yeah.
What is it like as the blast utterly decimates Sister Siren and kills her immediately?
Nice.
I mean, I'll tell you how good a blast it is. It is so good a blast that I take 17 points of backlash from it.
So explain, what is it? Is you just channeling the light once again into like one focus beam? Is that what it is?
Pretty much. I'm pulling all the light that's in the room, pulling what's left from the windows, and for a brief instant,
His own life force.
pretty much, as it's just bleeding from the eyes. The only light that is present in the room is on Runyk until he lets it unleash, as this beam just blasts out, restoring light in the room, but burning away 4 creatures in the process.
Oh my goodness. That was incredible. Anything else on your turn, Runyk?
You'll be glad to hear, no. That is it.
No, that's absolutely fine. My goodness me. We are back to the top of the round then, and Sister Siren is gone. And Sister Seer and Sayer look at the ash that hangs in the air. What remains of their beloved sister, who has lived for hundreds and hundreds of years, now just dust in whatever breeze is coming through the shattered windows behind the throne room. Seer will just scream, "Ew!" Is going to provoke an attack of opportunity off the...
Nice. I'm not sure I'm the prime target anymore.
Just like that, their priorities changed.
Is going to provoke an attack of opportunity off the big thing, the wise old sage undead.
Okie dokie. Which one is this? Sorry, the
Seer, so the one in the middle. She's
Middle one.
moving to attack Runyk.
So this one will have the attack of opportunity.
That's the one.
Actually, they've got 5 foot reach.
what's
They
the
both
reach?
can.
5 foot is just standard reach, isn't it? Isn't it 10 foot?
No, they're large, so they've got.
Yeah, they both get attack of opportunity. Yep.
Yes, they have a 10 foot reach. I've just checked. Noish. Okay, so they'll get 1 slash. 25.
Oh.
25 is a hit.
Another 24.
2 hits against Sister Seer.
Lovely. So that is.
Oh, Seer, you're in trouble.
We'll do 4d6 plus 16 is the amount for 2 hits. 28 points of magical damage.
She gives a fell shriek as these lashes land upon her. She can make the movement easily to get to you. She almost like half flies, like as she sort of like leaps to you like this feral animal, but almost in slow motion, landing next to you here. What is your touch armor class?
12. Just 12.
She just lands next to you and just seizes hold of you as you feel like your life force begins to ebb as you receive no saving throw. As a vampire does what a vampire should. Vampiric touch grips you. You will pay for this. That is 24 points of damage taken from you, added to her.
Oh.
That's all she can do, because she moved and then cast a spell. So yeah, that's all she can do. That is a really good question. I just suddenly realised. I wonder, do the wolves linger now that Siren has been destroyed? I think, like most summons, they remain. I think so.
Probably say so, yeah.
So I realise I should have done the wolves first, so we'll do them now. The wolves, well, look, I mean, they can just do that. So they're gonna. These two just dash at you, Obsidian.
Hello, boys.
Hello, boys. They both leap at you, row, 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 trying to grab hold of you. AC, normal AC.
Bad dog. I'm hoping my own dog isn't in the room because he'll think I'm talking to him. My normal AC is 15.
A miss and a hit again. It's like what they're programmed to do. So the hit does 6 points of piercing damage. Dare say that doesn't hurt.
It does 2 points of piercing damage.
There you go. And can you do an opposed trip attempt, please, to prevent yourself from being dragged to the ground? Repetition is key.
Yeah,
That's a good roll as well, so make it good.
No, of course not.
No, so you
Just straight dex.
you're sort of like
all I've got.
staggering away, and then you just feel this wolf just collide with you, and you collapse to the ground, and again they're upon you. The wolves here. Oops.
I mean, bring it on.
Yeah, those two are just going to attack your ogre, and will be aided by these two here. They'll rush for the flank, just for simplicity. So that's 1, 3, 1, 4, 3, 2, and 3, 1. Okay.
Her armor class
Yeah, please.
is 15, 16, 17.
That is 2 hits from the first two. Go on.
Nice. I should say, Rob, that's I was wrong in calling her the Rich Countess. I sent you a thing for the Rich Count. I changed it because I found one that was perfect. Don't change it now, but
That's
just
fine.
for next time. 'Cause
Yes.
my bad.
That was
Forgot
6
I'd done it.
points of piercing from the first one.
Hang
Imagine
on.
it absorbs a lot of that as well, to be fair.
It takes 1 point of piercing.
The other one, we don't need to talk about that roll. And then the other two, missing a hit for 6 again, so that's 1 point of piercing. Now they're a size category. It's a size category larger. I don't know if the wolves get a chance to trip. I don't think that they can. And I think the same
they
time.
can.
Well,
No, they can try and trip, but it gets a +4.
Let's do it.
because
Yeah,
it's
let's do it.
size category larger
Let's do it.
than it normally would.
They get a bonus to trip as well, so they have a chance. Let's go.
I'm trying to figure out what
Ooh.
the plus is for its strength, because it's just strength then. 23, 24, 25, 26, 20, what's 27?
Well, 17 is +3, right? So
Yeah, well, 20 is 5.
that
6,
doesn't help.
7, 8.
24, 26, 28, 8.
It's 8. It is 8, right, 8, and then 9, 10, 11, 12.
That I roll very well. I rolled as good as it can to be, if we're honest.
Rolling the dice. 22.
Oh, that's a shame. You still succeed against it. It crit on that, but that wasn't enough. The thing is just too big, and thus it does not get dragged down.
They're just hanging off its arm.
Yeah, they're just biting onto it. Yeah. We'll only do the 2. I'll say that those 2 go for the trip. It's fine. Let's see. The other wolves are going to just combine effort here. I know I didn't give him a turn, but to be honest, he would have just stood up and he would have just been attacked again. So it just, Oh my god. If you were to look at that end of the throne room, you just see viscera and blood and death just fall upon this watch acolyte. Your former shell obsidian just ripped apart by the wolves. Good that you know an enemy has been destroyed. Bad that you know that 4 new combatants will be looking for a new target next round. Right, that leaves Sayer.
I don't think my wolf has attacked me yet. That's only.
And the bat
Very
swarm.
honest. And the bat swarm. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely
I
right.
didn't want to be left out, Rob. I felt.
I just
More
assumed,
me.
I forgot the bats because I was like, oh yeah, the bat swarm got wiped out, but there's another bat swarm. So we'll do them also. But yeah, the remaining wolf on Ansel will attack. You're on the ground still, I believe.
I am.
AC,
So it would be 16, but -4 is 12, I think.
which is a hit. 5
I
points.
think 12. Yeah.
5 points of piercing. You're already on the ground, so no need to trip. It bites into your leg and goes, "Ah!" and just like savages at your leg. So that's its turn. The bat
It's not my leg, Rob.
gives a hollow shriek as it flies forward. It moves onto your square obsidian, which means you automatically take 5 points of 1d6. I imagine it's biting you, isn't it, as they're bats, so that's piercing. 6 points, sorry, no, 5 points of piercing damage. And can you please make a fortitude saving throw?
5 points, so I take 1 point of that.
Yeah, and a fortitude saving throw, please.
Fortitude. I will use my once a day concentration in place of this.
Okay.
So that I
yes, so you get to use concentration instead of fortitude. Good idea. Yes.
Because I wish
The
to
headband
still
of conscious effort, I believe it's called.
29.
Whoa, yes. So you feel like this power, this nauseating. We
Yes,
hate
I
it
just
very
don't
much.
want. I know what's coming. I summon swarms. I know what they do.
This nauseating sensation is upon you as the bats swarm around you, but you resist. So you just take the damage, but they remain on you.
Lovely.
That was the bat's turn. Now it is Sister Sayer's turn, and she's going to provoke an attack of opportunity. No, already been taken by the big boy, unless it has another.
Oh, yeah, it was in the same round, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
Will, in that case, without any obstacle, still holding Apophis, with the benefit of having a round to prepare for this, simply just lifts into the air, holding the old man by the throat, and then she looks down and says, "It is a familiar taste, but one that is welcome in my hour of need." And her vast fangs just spring from her gums, and she plunges her teeth deep into the old man's neck. Ooh! He gives her just a desiccated, dry scream as he hangs there, as Sister Sayer nourishes herself and appears to take back some power into herself as she begins to drain the first voice. And upon completing this action, just cast him aside, and the old figure plunges the I didn't say how high she went. What is the fly speed? 60 feet into the air. So he plunges that distance, and I'm going to roll the damage. In fact, let's do it publicly because I think he's an important figure. It's good to see if he lives or dies. Can you, because you ignore the first 10 feet, can someone roll 5d6 for me, please?
Go on, Ansel.
You said that with a little frog in your throat.
Yeah.
Is that sad to
I
you
don't
that
want to do it.
he might die?
Well, he's quite an important character.
He is an important character.
The whole
I'm
thing
gonna
in this
shit.
was to save him.
Oh, 10 points. 3 ones.
Roll them ones.
Okay.
Yeah, roll them
Roll them
ones.
ones.
Roll them
Better roll them
ones.
bones. Roll them ones.
Oh my god. So, you must remember, also
New
weakened,
catchphrase.
also drained, so a lot of his HP is gone from him just being drained vampirically, and then it just cast aside, and you see the old man fall, and he just lands hard, BAM! On the marble steps. You just hear a crunch as the first voice lies broken upon the ground. Sayer gives a vile laugh, and her attention then focuses down upon you once again, Obsidian, but that is her turn as she hovers there aloft. That is her turn. Ansel. Sorry, not Ansel. Obsidian, it is your turn.
It's me. Well, I'm on the floor.
And
I'm
swarmed.
surrounded by bats. I take a moment to focus, and then I burst with negative energy, getting that and both of the wolves.
Oh,
Can they do? Because I now have the +4 Cloak of Charisma, which I had a mad one at the beginning of the session to try and figure out because I'd forgotten that I got that.
Yes.
A DC 22 will save.
Will save.
For
Okay.
half.
So the 2 wolves will do first. It's a formality of anything. Nope, that's a failure for the 2 wolves. And the bats. The bats are actually pretty amazing compared to the wolves, actually, weirdly. But that is also a failure from the bat swarm and the wolves.
Lovely. They all take 32 damage each.
Whoa.
Negative energy just bursts from Obsidian.
Look at all them 4s and 3s.
That is nice.
What's the range of that?
It's anything within 10 feet of anything within striking distance of me. So, like,
Okay,
next
so
to me,
the
basically.
one
They have
next
to
to
be
Ansel
adjacent.
is just outside of that, then, okay.
Yeah, this one won't.
Yeah.
It won't get that, mate.
And the bats I'll put to the side of you so I can then cross them as well. As the bats like are frozen in the air, their black wings like turn ash white for a second as they hang there frozen before just land like dropping flies to the floor.
Excellent stuff. So that's basically an attack.
Yep.
I will stand for half my movement. Then do 1, 2, 3, move to there. For the rest of my movement. There we go. That's me. All I can do.
Very good. Well, that isn't all you can do because your summons can now act.
But they can't reach her.
Nay.
No. So, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It's kind of hard when you're moving a large creature, isn't it? 4, 5, 6. They can both get to her, but they'll only get 1 attack.
Over the throat.
So 1 attack each. That's a 20 from the first one, so that won't do anything. A 27 from the second, that will hit.
Yes, that will be a hit. So that's 1 hit.
For 15 points of damage.
That's against Seer, yeah.
And I suppose I hadn't even considered the ogre zombie because the ogre zombie just I wasn't really bothered. But the ogre zombie will attempt to attack one of these. Well, it can only attack one. Only gets 1 attack. It's a zombie, but it will essentially. It's got what looks like it's kind of like a cane, like a gentleman's cane, but it's not a cane. It's clearly a club, but it's got like sort of ornate decorations on it. like it's just a really fat cane that he will swing down at one of their heads, probably this one in front of it. That's a 28.
28 is a hit against the wolf.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So it initially does 22 points of damage. Plus 6, so it that's
Insult.
28
That's an
points of
insult.
damage
It's an insult.
to this wolf. It turns into wolf paste.
It is it never was a wolf. Like you hit it back on its own time. And you absolutely smash the wolf with that ogre summon there, and the others sort of like are frozen, their teeth bared at the thing as it paints the floor with one of its pack.
Nice.
Anything else on your turn?
No, that is me.
Okay, that was Obsidian's turn. Ansel.
Yeah, I'm just going to kill this wolf. I'm going to try and kill this wolf, I should say. So it's -2, isn't it, essentially, on the old attack. From the ground, 19 to hit.
19 hits the wolf.
On its touch.
On its touch, yeah. Even more so.
14 points of damage.
What is it like as you rise up and smash the wolf to death, or claw it to death, rather?
So I'll use the remains of my movement. I'll use half my movement to stand, so he just stands and rips through it in one motion.
Yeah, amazing.
And how high up is Sayer? 50
Sayer,
feet?
60
far
feet.
away.
60 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus another 5,
Yeah.
technically, because you started on the platform, so to you,
Really far.
65 feet.
Doesn't matter for now, just for next turn, really. Okay. Yeah, I'll stay where I am.
You stay where you are. We're back to the top of the round.
Standing.
And Sister Siren's ashes. No, we don't allow you to have a turn. You took... you killed one of my bosses immediately.
You did too much.
Too much damage. No, too much damage. No, go on then, Runyk. It's your turn.
Oh, go on then. Right. We are going to start with a touch attack. For my last amounts of power points. That's a critical to touch.
Who are you touching? Sorry,
Okay, she's
you're
undead.
touching Seer.
Seer, yeah.
Yeah.
As she's just reached in and drained me, I reach out, I touch her back. I need her to make a will save, DC 18. Everybody else rolls a 1. We can hope.
Everybody rolls a 1, that's true. 18, did you say?
Yeah.
That's an 18. No, that's an 18.
Oh.
On the die.
No, as in total. 18 means she didn't succeed. She got an 18, she didn't surpass it. That is so annoying.
Well, this means and changes a few things. Again, you guys probably won't be watching. Well, Obsidian might see this. But I am manifesting empathic transfer hostile again. Which I did in the previous session.
No!
It's glorious for this. I touch her and she mentally receives and empathically feels what I just felt, which might just bring her back to that feeling of how when she was first turned, when she was first bit, which means I can do this up to 50 hit points, but no more than my max. So I just need to see, because it's a set amount that I swap with her. I take 45 or whatever she has if it's less than that. And then she takes 45 points of damage, and I take 45 hit points. If it's less than that, then I take whatever she has remaining.
Okay.
That's it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
She
I
failed.
thought you had to roll to do... Oh, I see. Okay.
She failed the will save.
So she gets
which
what,
means
sorry?
45 points of damage as I empathically transfer that damage to her and swap and pull. Basically, I reverse what she did to me back to her. If she doesn't have 45 points, I take whatever she has left. And that is the last of my power point.
It'll taste your medicine, biatch.
There is no limits on this, but I kind of thought, I don't imagine it would work on animals, but anyone with an intelligence score...
You, Runyk, take 21 back. As the remainder of which something happens to the vampire that she has never yet experienced. One, the return and the reverse of the power that she gained being taken from her again, to the point that it utterly destroys her. What is it like as you destroy Sister Seer?
It may only look like to others that perhaps she was leaning, exposing her neck, but mentally what's happening is Runyk has manifested this power in his mind to almost out-vampire her, as biting on her neck, pulling out her life force mentally into me. And again, she just maybe twists her head slightly, looking like she's kind of being fed on, and then just crumbles.
As the last words that you hear her utter as she begins to crumble, her eyes go for being the seer. Her sight is the first thing that betrays her, and as she goes, she simply says, "I did not see this," and crumbles into nothing. Sayer, the last of the Sanguine sisters, gives a feral scream that just echoes through the room. The remaining glass in the window shatters. The wolves' hair stand on end as this vampire is pushed to an emotional breaking point. Two of her sisters slain before her very eyes. Rune, that was your turn, right? Anything else?
That was just a standard action, as a swift action. Because I was hoping for a little bit more health back than that. I will quaff a...
You can't get the health back if you're busy sunbeaming people's health into oblivion. You can't have it both ways, Runyk.
I know. But you'll be pleased to know that is all my power points used up. I have nothing left.
Yeah.
But I drink and get 14 points.
Oh no, you've killed two of Rob's creatures and no power points left.
That's a shame, with one of the Sanguine sisters still ready to avenge her sisters.
Runyk has his crossbow now in hand, and that is the end of his turn.
It is as we get to the end of that turn, at the start of the new, we hear a slam as at the top of the room you can't help but notice that the door is flung wide, and sweeping into the room is a familiar figure, a figure that you likely do not see as a welcome one. You see Knight Brother Enos move into the room, flanked by two members of the Watch garbed in ornate black robes, and pointing a mace to the battlefield. He gives a cry. "There will be many lessons learned here." And that is where we're going to take a break in the contest, as we will continue at the top of the round when we return to it. My goodness, what a battle this has been so far. What's going to happen? Will the Strangers triumph? They're doing well so far, but we're only just halfway through. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
One.
And we have returned to the battle. Knights of the Apocalypse continues with the battle for the throne room, and we are back to the top of the round. As we had stated right at the end there, the battle has been joined by Knight Brother Enos and two Knight Vigilants of the Order. And yeah, we return to the initiative whilst adding a few others in there as well. Sister Sayer looks between Runyk, responsible for destroying both of her sisters, and then looks to Obsidian, who has the objective, and it's like she can hear the echoing words of her master. So I think it is only fair for us to roll to see which one she's actually going to go for. Will she go for revenge, or will she go for the objective? Can you roll a D4 for me? 1 and a 2, she'll go for Runyk. 3 and 4, she'll go for Obsidian.
I'll do it this time, Mike. Since you've got it in for me.
What's going to happen?
Little does Matt know, his own actions causes death as much as Mike's actions.
She's glaring with hatred and fury down upon Runyk, and then she tears her gaze away to look down.
Obsidian just points at Runyk and goes, "He just killed us."
She'll
He killed them in cold.
Ah! She like screams, like her screams echoing and across the marble floor of this place, and in a moment she is upon you, claws scratching down at you. As she flies down, and she's like attacking you from above. As she does this, now she's doing something rather specific. She does provoke an attack of opportunity off you, Obsidian.
I mean, it won't do any good. Unless the attack of opportunity will disrupt her action. Well, we'll see, won't we? I'll give it a go. That's a 16.
No, you reach out to try and prevent her, but she is upon you, just teeth and claws and fury slashing down at you. We now need to make opposed attack rolls with your respective weapons. So you're unarmed, so...
My respective weapon is usually a melee touch.
Yeah. Well, it says with your respective weapons. So just on a normal attack roll. And she will get one of hers, and I mean, good luck. Good luck.
22. Actually not bad for me.
Very good, but unfortunately nowhere near as good as hers.
Never mind.
Okay. So she lunges down and is upon you, and you feel for a second that this is it. Your light flashes before your eyes, but instead, as you go to try and defend yourself, the fugue prism still in your hand, she successfully disarms you. Which means... if you fail on a disarm attempt, the defender may immediately react. Oh no, wish you didn't. Okay, you can use the disarm action to snatch an item from the target. So that's what she's going to do. She snatches the fugue prism from you in a flash. But that is her move, action. That's all she can do, and she is currently level with you now. That's her turn. We now move to the remaining wolves, and she'll give a dreadful smile as Obsidian as the wolves that have just finished savaging the knight, the watch acolyte, sorry, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 can just reach you. This one can't. So it's just one shy, sadly. But that one is going to attack you with a flanking bonus. AC
15.
is a hit. 5 points of piercing.
I take 1.
Keep rolling 5s and 6s, but it doesn't matter. And can you please do a trip attempt, please? Opposed to trip. You may use your dex. Make it good.
Yeah, there's 4 standard every time it's been around that.
So she smiles as you desperately maybe try and lunge to get it back. A wolf collides with you in the back, Obsidian, as she disarms you of the Fugue Prism, and the wolf lays into you. These two wolves here get to there. And these will continue attacking your ogre. Obsidian, its armor class is
17.
2 hits. 3 and 4 points of piercing damage. And 2 trip attempts, please.
It takes no damage at all.
2 trip attempts, please.
2 trip attempts. 25 and 15.
So let's see. Yeah, both are actually a success against the wolves then. So it tries to drag the creature down, but it is unsuccessful. The other two will just attack. They both miss. My goodness, that's the wolves. That is them. It is now Night Brother Enos's turn.
You mean he beat our initiative of 4, 5, and 6?
6, 5, 4, yes.
Shocking.
That is a shock.
Shocking.
And he is going to laser in on... No, he's not. He's going to go there. And he lifts his vicious spiked mace high in the air, and some mystical power appears to surround him. His accomplices come with him. And one of them appears to cast something on Night Brother Enos, the other one is going to reach out to you, Ansel. Can you make a fortitude saving throw, please?
Is it magic?
I'm so sorry. They wouldn't reach out to you because you are a brother of the Watch.
Oh yes, of course. I forgot.
So
how
while you are the
watch.
closest, however, this has a range of 100 feet plus 10 per level. So all of you are pretty much in range. In that case, Obsidian, please make a fortitude saving throw.
They're not going for the horrific vampiric hag floating in front of me.
No.
They are terrible with their priorities. What was it? Fortitude?
Yes.
18.
You are bad at your jobs.
I wish to register a complaint.
You're not going to like this, mate.
Oh, I failed then.
You failed.
Dead ward.
Death Ward. Death Ward is now an attack spell that I devised.
Because
No.
fuck you.
Because I don't like you anymore.
Because fuck you, that's why.
Oh, hang on. No, sorry, you do fail. All of a sudden, Obsidian. Your sight vanishes and you're plunged into darkness as he blinds you.
Oh, you absolute...
Quite apt for the music to stop at that point.
There is literally nothing that we have to have that can undo that.
This is Rob's favourite thing to do when he plays a cleric, is to blind people.
So
he's put a whole fuck ton of clerics into the game just so he can blind people.
I don't know what I can do now, boys, because I'm not going to be able to do anything.
Well, I believe there are some things. There are some things that you can do to prevent that. But maybe we'll have to look into that on your turn. Not even Brother Enos, but the Night Vigilant that accompanies him reaches forth and just darkens your vision, Obsidian.
Cuthbert, take your eyes.
Cuthbert, take your eyes. You no longer are able to see, unfortunately. So that is the turn of the watch complete. Let's see. Obsidian, it's your turn.
Oh, balls. I haven't had time to think about what the hell.
Well, which of you has the bag of holding? Is the question I ask. It was either Ansel or Obsidian. Yeah, because
Yeah, Obsidian, you took it from me.
Yes, because you took the stone out of it.
That's right. Yeah, we actually did say that. So, yeah, that's absolutely correct. You can give me a roll, and I can potentially remind you of something you might have. Not that I've done this too. It's up to you.
I'm wondering if the spell works on the spell. I don't think it does, because I don't think it's an ongoing effect. It's just a removal of sight, isn't it?
Yeah, you've just been blinded. It's not like a spell is on you. You've just been,
So the only thing that I can think of that would undo it is cure blindness. I have got blindness and deafness, but I haven't got cure or any of that. Something in the bag that might help, but I haven't got a clue.
Yeah, there's something in the bag that might help you. You can give me a roll plus your level. That's what we usually do from memory. And I'm not.
No, 24.
Yeah, 24. You remember that actually, whilst you were in the ruins of the Temple of Pelor, you came across a powerful staff.
Oh, a golden staff.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely don't know what that.
A staff of healing.
I don't remember what the golden staff does.
Correct, it is a staff of healing.
There's lots of things.
It is in the bag of holding, and to remove it from the bag of holding, you're probably going to need to see what it looks like. So, while you know it's there,
you're gonna have to get in there, mate.
You might not know where it is. I am desperately looking to see. I did give it to you guys, so it should be in your own shared loot, and I did read to you specifically what it does. I'm pretty sure it removes blindness and deafness.
Yeah, I've got the description.
I don't have the description. I have it.
It does have remove blindness / deafness. 2 charges.
So you know that it's there, but it's getting it is going to be the problem.
Hang on. Didn't we say that Ansel took it because he's the only one who can use magic device?
These are things you have to remember.
No.
That might explain why I've got it written on my form.
I haven't got it written on my form. I've got it in the loot. I thought we just put it in the bag of holding, but he might have taken it.
I remember you talking about, but because I think you have used it before. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's written on Ansel's sheet. We'll say that it's in Ansel's possession. Okay. There.
Cool.
They haven't moved. So if I cast an area effect spell...
They have moved. On their turn, they moved.
They did. They moved, and then they cast blindness on me. So I've seen where they are. They haven't moved since
I see what you
blind.
mean. Yeah.
So, as they haven't moved since I've been blind, this is my one chance to just cast an area effect spell there.
Yeah, I think you'll still be at a penalty for doing it blind, though. I'm pretty sure you'll still be at a penalty.
How will that work?
Well, it's a mischance. It's a 50% mischance. So,
But it's an area effect spell. It's not out on them. It's on just an area, 20-foot radius.
Okay, let's say then that I don't know, to be honest, but I don't think you should. I don't think you should be able to cast an area without being impeded somewhat by the fact you've just been blinded. Because then, what's the point?
Maybe.
Let's say
roll a d8 and then if you miss, roll a d8 and it goes in a direction depending on the d8 roll.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to cast it over here, am I? If I know where they were, I'm casting in that.
Yeah. Okay.
Direction.
Well, do a 50-50 because we might not need to. So you choose whatever dice it is. High is a hit. Low is a miss.
Yeah.
That's a high, so it doesn't matter anyway.
Tit.
So as your vision goes, you're able to point and loose your spell.
So that's 10, 20, and then 10, and then 20, and then same down, 10, 20, 10, 20, like that.
Yes.
I mean, it's a pretty chunky effect anyway, so it's going to be that kind of area. Oh, I can't move it anymore. Only as I can. So there, I will cast one cast of Evard's Black Tentacles.
Evard's Black Tentacles. Yeah, you've done that,
We
so that's
love
fine.
the Black Tentacles.
Oh my goodness, yes we do.
And
It's about to get anime up in there.
And then other than that, the issue is, of course, I've got two creatures here and here that can both get attacks of opportunity. I suppose the penalty could come here because I would normally do a DC to cast defensively is 15 plus the level of the spell. Is that right?
I believe so.
Michael, you remember this, don't you? I think it's 15 plus the level of the spell. So it would normally be a DC... I don't know what level spell that is. Evard's Black Tentacles is a 4th level spell, so DC 19. Concentration check. We could up that by, 2 or something. Make it DC 21 concentration check, or I'd take attacks of opportunity since I'm blind. Would you like to impose that penalty? Because I'm going to have to make the roll anyway. Otherwise, they get attacks of opportunity.
Sorry, explain that again. Sorry, I was just bringing up the spell just to make sure I had it on me. What is it that you're asking? Sorry.
I would have to do a concentration check, cast defensively, because there is a wolf and a vampire witch, both within range of me, for attacks of opportunity, right?
Gotcha.
Which would normally be a DC 19
Yes.
concentration check to cast defensively because it's a level 4 spell. You could up that slightly, as I'm blind, as a penalty.
I won't.
I'm blind. It makes more
Well, yeah. All right. We'll do it a plus. We'll do an extra 2 for you being blind. I think that's fair.
So DC 21. And my concentration is 14. Come on. Oh, yes.
Very good. Yeah. So you're able to do that defensively and get the spell off. The Evard's Black Tentacles erupt out of the ground and around
Sheer
them.
desperation. He goes like this and the tentacles erupt over there and he's like, sort of guessing.
So what do they have to do?
Right, so every creature within the area of the spell must make a grapple check, opposed by the grapple check of the tentacles. Tentacles attacking a particular target as a large creature with a base attack bonus equal to your caster level and a strength score of 19. 19 is plus 4. Gets a plus 4 for being a large creature, so 8. My caster level is 10. So the grapple check. Hang on. Thus, its grapple check is equal to your caster level plus 8. So the grapple check is plus 18.
Okay.
So they each have to make a grapple check opposed by my.
Okay, we'll go with Night Brother Enos first of all then. So I'm just bringing up his sheet again.
So if I roll. So it's a 24 grapple.
Oh, okay. That's
I did
doable.
not roll very
That's
well.
very doable. Yeah, he smashed that, unfortunately.
Sure. Balls. Bugger.
But the other two, got to beat 24. They're nowhere near as strong. That one does as well. I'm sorry. And then the third one, that he definitely fails. So the one on the far right fails. The other two actually succeed the grapple, unfortunately.
Okay, so the one on the far right will at least take some damage.
Okay. And they're still impeded, even though they're not grappled, correct? Like it's like entangle, is it? I don't know.
May move through the area at only half speed, and as long as they're in the area of the tentacles can reinitiate a grapple every turn.
Every time, gotcha.
Yeah. So the one that failed will take 6 points of crushing damage.
He gives a shriek.
And he is firmly held in the lapel.
Very good. Okay then. So that is your turn. I suppose you've got your summons to do as well.
Oh yeah, the summons. How far can they move? They can move. That is that one. They can move 30 feet. That's 40 feet. Damn it! She's dead, right? Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, she should be crossed out on Runyk's Field of Victory.
2, 3, 4, 5. This one will come in and attack her. And she's within its range because it's large and she was just attacking me. She hasn't gone up yet, so hopefully it'll get one attack on her. Fingers crossed. 27!
27 is a hit against Sister Sayer.
She takes 13. Points of damage. Some of that is cold damage and all of that.
Yes.
And then this. I mean, the ogre is just gonna once again. Critically hit. Critically hit this wolf in front of it. Let's see if that confirms. That's a 22, so I think that confirms. I mean, let's not roll.
Yeah, that is definitely.
Should we just do double damage?
Yeah, just do it. That's fine. We have enough on our plate.
Double damage will be fun though, because I don't know. It's like 39.
What the fuck? Absolutely decimates the wolf in front of you. In front of the ogre, rather. Just splat. Another one bites the dust.
The ogre's having a nice time.
Yeah, great time.
The ogre's just having fun.
Okay. Your other summons have moved. That one struck. Anything else on your turn?
I will yell, Runyk! The bag! The staff!
I know, we've agreed Ansel has it,
Whilst
I thought.
looking in that direction.
I think we agreed
Well,
Ansel
Ansel's
had it.
body has it.
Ansel's body has it. Yes, that's a very good point.
Yeah.
Runyk, Ansel, the staff, the blindness.
The blindness is upon me.
Blindness!
Help me! I can't see.
Okay.
I'm quite blind.
I'm quite blind,
I'm quite.
Right, that was your turn. Ansel, it's your turn.
Guess I'll use my turn to teleport to my own body.
Sorry.
Grab
sorry
the
about that.
staff.
Sorry.
And then, can I just grab it in as a free action, or does it have to be a proper
It would be
action?
pulling from your equipment, so that would be... I guess you're going into the bag to get it. We don't generally... Have you done your movement? It'll be your movement to get it, I think. Teleport's a spell, right? Or the spell...
Okay, I've done a
ability.
standard action, so yeah.
Yeah, you can use your movement
I've
to get it.
definitely got bag of holding, so I imagine you've got it on your back.
You've
or
got it on
something,
your
it's not in a
person,
bag
yeah.
of holding.
So you can just pull it from your belongings on you then. You have it in your hand.
Okay.
So you've got a bonus action, because you did an action for the spell, movement to pull it out. Anything for your bonus?
No.
Okay. Right, so anything else on your turn, Ansel? Nothing at all. Okay. You already said no. Sorry. Runyk.
Actually, yes, I'll move the shade. Sorry, I'll move the shade to here to help out.
Okay. Very good. Right, in that case, we move from Ansel to Runyk. It's your turn, Runyk.
I mean, Runyk does look over and sees Obsidian shouting into the wind, and Ansling responds. So, I didn't realise I had a few of these in my inventory. So as a swift action, I'm going to quaff a potion, there's another one, of lesser restoration.
Hey!
There's no point doing all my con because I won't get the health back, but my dexterity,
Yeah.
I might be able to restore for my armor class and my attacks.
Doesn't it do it for both, or do you have to choose one that it heals? I don't actually...
Pick.
Oh, you pick.
For the potion, you pick, and I
Gotcha.
get 4 back. So
Yeah.
that means my dexterity
Okay.
is restored. My shins have been healed.
Immaculate.
Would you look at that?
Very good, yes. You feel like your old self again, almost.
Just in time for the watch to break them again.
Yeah, they're here. They're here, man.
Have to adjust my armor class. There we go.
Very good. Anything else?
Yeah, that was a swift action.
Yep.
So, okay. Runyk sees the vampire is currently tussling with Obsidian, but I'm honestly, Runyk's got beef with these guys. Especially Enos.
Yes.
He near crippled me. So, I'm going to take a full attack with my crossbow at the nearest watch.
Okay.
Here comes a lot of crossbow bolts. I mean a lot. A lot in this is all I'm doing now. So, 24 to hit.
24 against Enos, sorry.
No, the acolyte that's kind of blocking Enos.
The Night Vigilant, yeah, that's gonna be a hit. Yeah, that's a hit.
I'll roll the haste one as well, and I'll do damage at the same time for both.
Yeah.
23 on the one with haste.
23 to attack. Yeah, that's a hit.
That's a combined of 17. Almost max.
Yeah, so the bolt slams into him and it gives a yelp.
That is it.
Very good. We are back to the top of the round. Sister Sayer, Fugue Prism in hand. is going to provoke an attack of opportunity off you, Obsidian, and the Skelly.
I'm blind, so I don't think I'll get an attack of opportunity with the Skelly will.
The Skelly, then in that case, the wise sage Skelly.
Does it have to be a hit? Can you start a grapple with attack of opportunity?
No, I think it's just a hit.
Right. Let me just double check.
Double check.
Okay.
What?
I was just wondering. I know sometimes monsters can do like power attacks and things. I just wanted to be sure, but no, it can't. It's fine. Standard slash. Nope.
Boom. Sister Sayer ducks as the great skeleton swings as she alights into the air once more. And cackling wildly as she does so. She's moved her flight speed, so 60 into the air. And she is just going to... What is your touch armor class, please, Runyk?
Oh, that's handy, seeing as I've now just done that. Oh, 14.
2 of 3 scorching rays just come wreathing out of the sky towards you. Bam, bam, bam. Let me just bring up the scorching ray. Sorry, I did have it, but I closed it stupidly. Okay, so yeah, the scorching rays come blasting down from on high. Oh my god. Just tell me how many d6 it is. It's 4d6 per. Oh dear.
Revenge.
First one. $14 points of fire damage. Second one. 15 points of fire damage. So she gives this screeching cry and rains fire down upon you, Runyk. This blood-red fire just falls about you like rain. As she reaches her full height. Clearly wanted to get some licks in, and now that she has seized the view prism, that is her turn. It's Night Brother Enos' turn. Now, you say that he moves at half his movement.
Yes.
So he will use his full
As if on,
movement to leave.
Uneven ground. I don't think
Yes.
you... Can you do double movement when you're on uneven ground?
Well, he will
Basically
just
running,
use
isn't
his
it?
whole movement to leave. Yes. 5, 10, 15. That's half his movement. 5, 10, 15. He is out.
No, but I mean, I don't think you can do double your movement when you're on uneven ground. You can't move twice.
Are you saying that, or are you quoting it from something?
I'm pretty sure when you're on uneven ground, you can't run. Which is moving double movement, isn't it? Uneven terrain. Wilderness. Position doesn't. No, I don't know. It's going to.
You can't run or charge across difficult
That's what
terrain.
I've got.
Difficult terrain hampers movement.
It just says everything
counts as 2
counts.
squares of movement, which is why you could move half your speed. You can't run or charge across difficult terrain.
But you could still do double movement.
Yeah, he can
Is
still
that-
do
is
double movement.
movement, not running. I thought that's what
No,
running
he's
was.
just doing double movement. He's using 2 actions to move double the speed.
I thought that was what running was. Okay.
Oh, wait, no. Further down, special movement rules. Double movement cost. When your movement is hampered in some way, your movement usually costs double. For example, each movement of square through difficult terrain counts as 2. However, if this is doubled because of other matters, then it becomes 4.
So he has to.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
No.
He can only take 1 movement action.
Say again?
He can only take the 1 movement action.
5, 10, 15. Yeah. Well, he will get to the edge of it then. Five, 10, 15. Can he do 5? Oh! That's the question. 5, 10, 15. Does this square count as being in it?
Which square? This one?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
5, 10, 15.
Because it's dead on. I think it would still be able to initiate a grapple. I don't know.
Say, listen, all right. We'll say
Partially,
it's
partially on the square.
We'll say that he has to. He will get attacked again by the tentacles. Then I guess. So that'll be his turn. If that's all you can do, then that's all he can do. So that'll be his turn. The other Night Vigilant is going to attempt to do the same.
If he's only done right, he can still act. Half his movement counts as 1 movement, so he can still do a move. Then he can act, as he hasn't moved.
Do a standard
That's
action.
true. Oh right, so it hasn't
Yeah,
used
he
up
still
his
does it with
action.
action.
Oh sweet. Okay.
No.
It's just the movement becomes more.
Yeah.
Well, he isn't grappled, so he
The
won't
only way
be.
you can move double is by
So
running.
he's not going to be
single turn.
impeded in his spell casting, at least, right?
No.
Okay. Okay. I've got his spell list here. What can he do? Interesting. He's got a few options, actually. I'm a moron. I'm a moron. Sorry. He has freedom of movement.
Ha.
So he will cast freedom of movement, which won't impede him. Thus, he will be able to escape. Let's see. I'm pretty sure that's what it does. The spell enables you
It
or a
does.
creature.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's out. But that is his turn.
That'll do it.
So
That's the point of the
10,
spell,
15,
isn't it?
20, 25, 30. He's out. So he retreats to there. The other guy is going to try and escape the other direction. It does mean that he is going to face the Skelly. So 5, 10, 15. He's out. But that's his turn. The other one is
Grab him and
grappled.
put him
He
back
is
in.
going to try and beat the grapple. An opposed check against the black tentacles. Grapple, please, Matthew.
It's only a 20 this time, or friggin' 2. What is going on? The rolls.
He
Plus 18.
still doesn't beat the roll though, so he is still stuck. Even with you rolling a 2.
I got very lucky.
That's upsetting because he wasn't that far off it, to be fair. But anyway, that is that. My God, that is well. That's why that spell's so effective at the end of the day, isn't it? It wrecks. It wrecks. But that is the Watcher's turn. We now move
I think
to
you're mildly inconvenienced.
Obsidian's turn.
It's me, it's me. I don't have anything I can do, but I do. So this will be my last 5th level spell, unfortunately. Oh, no, it won't. No, it won't. No, it won't. Yeah, it will. At 5th level, you can summon 1 from the 5th level, 2 from the 4th, so I will cast it at 5th level, because why not? I will have to do, to avoid attack of opportunity from the wolf, And this isn't a targeted anything. It's, so 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, DC 20 concentration check. Otherwise, it will do me damage, and then I'll have to concentrate through it. 22. Nice.
Okay, so you're summoning. What are you summoning?
2 dragons. 2 of my beautiful, sparkly wyverns, whatever you want to call them. Wyvern zombies. Will appear. Looking beautiful and graceful and majestic. Flying up in the air. Just around me somewhere. Lovely.
And then where there's space to put them around you, so that'll be... Is that alright there where they are? I mean, you're blind, so they should just go wherever you...
Yeah, they'll go... They'll attack what I tell them to attack, but I'm not... Obviously, I can't direct them.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I don't have control. Anyway.
Okay, so they summoned into unlife upon the battlefield. What do you do now?
Yeah, I don't have control of them.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you moved them. That's my bad. Bear with.
I did not.
Okay.
So yeah,
That's
they will
one.
appear.
There you go, and that's the other one. You should have control.
Both mid-air will just
You feeling
go
control?
for her because she's flown up, right?
Yes, she has.
So they will both attempt to attack her.
Mm-hmm.
Single attack. 11, 12, 13. One attack, 16.
She dodges out of the way.
None of my summons have actually tried to do grappling before, but like as they're in the air and they're dragons, it kind of makes sense that they might try and grapple her in the talons.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the other one will attempt to grab a hold of her so that she struggles to fire more fiery spells at my
improved grapple, or does it provoke an attack of opportunity?
It does.
Okay, what is the armor class of the Wyvern?
22.
That is a hit.
Oh, jeez. Okay, so
It
it
does.
gets nothing. Right.
It does. Wait, sorry.
That's why grappling sucks. Unless your armor class is just crazy.
It does. And are they living wyverns or are
Or
they
you have
undead?
improved grapple.
Just
Or
so
you
I
have
know.
improved.
They're undead wyverns, aren't they? Obviously.
Oh, very much. They're zombies. Yeah.
Just double checking. Okay, so
They
that
look
does
mostly beautiful, apart from very
15
glazed
points
milky eyes.
of bludgeoning damage as the slam hits.
It will take less than that then. Takes 10. And that ruins that scraps the attempt, doesn't it, of grappling?
It does. I believe so. Anyway, yeah. I think that's why it's there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. What else? That was those wyverns summoned obsidian.
Yes, I summon them, and I will move in just like this direction, but I'm not going to move my full movement because I think he's being very tentative and careful.
Yeah, you stumble
the
backwards.
The wolf's going to get an attack of opportunity as I do so. Because,
Oh, so he will.
Yeah, because
That is. What is your armor class? Sorry.
My
Flat-footed
armor
because you're blind.
class.
You're blind.
14.
Yes, that's a hit.
I'm quite blind.
4 points of piercing. Don't think that does anything.
I take 0.
It's an attack of opportunity. It says whenever it hits, but I don't know if that's on an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, I think it is.
All right, let's do it.
If it hits, it just initiates. It's
Trip attempt.
wolfy. Bloody wolves. Bloody wolves. Yeah,
You
nice.
go stumbling backwards and then trip as the wolf whips your feet from beneath you, and you crash to the floor.
I'm blind.
So you're in the square next to the wolf now, please, if you wouldn't mind moving yourself back.
I'm still blind.
You hit the floor hard, the wind knocked out of you.
Let's go. You just there. I mean, possibly a fumble from the countess. No, it's not a fumble, just a miss. Not a fumble, just a miss. Actually, this one will take a 5-foot step, as I hadn't considered, because it's underneath. That's why I didn't realise. This one will take a 5-foot step forward and just clobber that wolf.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair enough.
So that's a 29.
Yep, it's
And
a
then
hit
a
on that wolf.
21.
Oh my god, yeah.
And then a 24.
All on the same wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah, roll it up.
So it's 29.
It tears the wolf asunder into little bits.
That's an extra 6, so it's, yeah. Lovely, beautiful. That wolf is no longer pinning me down. It just knocked me over. Bastard.
Very good. Okay.
Thanks, Skelly.
Wow. So, that is that then. Is anything else on your turn, Obsidian, dare I ask?
No.
Ansel, it's your turn.
Thank God, it's over.
I can only get to him if I teleport, so I'll teleport there and wait until my next turn, because that's a standard action.
Very good.
I guess the shade will move to there as well.
Okay. Let's see. So that was Ansel's turn. I'm so sorry. Runyk, it's your turn. Nearly skipped you again.
It's fine.
So blood red fire has rained down upon you. Last we saw you, Runyk. What are you doing now?
Yeah, Runyk, as much as he doesn't like the watch. Ow. So, swift action. There's a potion around currently, but I'm going to quaff another moderate wounds potion. That's 20 hit points back, which is very much needed. And then
Okay.
I'm going to take a full round of attacks on the vampire. Well, the vampiric witch.
The one flying in the air?
Yeah.
Oh, with the crossbow, of course.
Mm-hmm. Right. I'll roll both this and the haste one. So, first one. 23.
It's a miss.
29.
It's a hit.
Boom. Six.
Is that a magical crossbow bolt?
No. It's a magical crossbow, but not a magical crossbow bolt.
Nope. So it goes dum and it hits. Yeah, but it doesn't appear to do very much.
Uh-oh.
How can it... Doesn't that infuse your things with magic? Isn't that the point in the magical
Yeah.
crossbow? Is
What
that not how it
what
works?
magic does your crossbow? Is it doing magic damage?
No, it's a plus... Well, it's a +1, so maybe.
That's how we've done it with, like, archery.
Is that
Okay,
masterwork
the-
or
the
magic?
attack is
Do you know
magical.
what I mean?
That's
No, it's an
masterwork.
actual +1.
Oh, okay.
quick loading
Then
crossbow.
then apologies. Then yeah. Then absolutely, it will bypass the DR magic. Then in that case,
Okay.
so that will do the 6 points of damage. Okay, so it slams into her shoulder as she looks down with just fury at the petulant dwarf that has murdered both of her sisters and isn't particularly happy with your action there. Is there anything else that you'd like to do on your turn?
That was a 4-round action.
Okay.
Oh no, when the DM has to pull out their phone.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just having to look something up.
Yeah.
Okay. Does she? Because right now she's beset by 2 wyverns. That's a big problem for her. And as much as she wants to destroy you, that is the pressing concern, I think. So she is going to provoke an attack of opportunity from both of the wyverns.
They will both take it. Come, my wyvern friends. Oh, okay. This is quite important. Does it appear? Oh no, magic is what their damage is. What has been overcoming their damage reduction, right?
Correct.
So the type of damage actually doesn't matter too much. So we'll stick with that. Doesn't matter because it's doing that anyway. So 11, 12, 13. The first one, 18 balls.
Okay.
Second one, 20. They are flanking.
They are, so that is 20.
22, and the first one would have been 20.
They
sure
both miss anyway, unfortunately.
They both miss anyway.
Yeah.
Bad rolling. Bad rolls. Bad die. Yep.
Oh, God, okay.
She's a nimble little...
She is, and you know, it is
bitch.
with great frustration because she wants to destroy Runyk with every modicum of her being. But there is one thing that drives her greater than revenge, and that is the fear of the retribution of her master should she fail. So instead, she moves just outside of the range of the snapping wyverns. So she hovers right above you and says, "You are a doomed one, dwarf in the sun. Your doom shall come at another time, at another place. I say it now, and it shall be so. Now I bring this to my master, the Bloodfather, and I shall be rewarded. And then I shall avenge my sisters." And there is a wrapping of some dark thought that appears to surround her with black magical power as she casts teleport.
For everything we did to get that frickin' thing.
And escapes with the fugue prism.
Look at the bright side. Your wife may still
I
be
know.
with you.
Hey, Obsidian doesn't give a shit about it.
The
He would have handed it over.
Now he doesn't give a shit.
that is Sister Sayer removed from the field. The remaining sister of the Sanguine Coven, swearing a doom upon Runyk. And she has a specific power that comes to the point that she can, well, you'll discover another day maybe. We now move on to Knight Brother Enos, who is raging in the corner of the room, having been driven from the conflict, is now going to make his play. And he will do so seeing that Ansel has gone into his belongings and pulls forth what looks like some kind of powerful magical item. He will move 5, 10, 15, drop. 20, 25, 30. And he will reach out his hand. And he will cast a spell upon you, Ansel. It is a spell, so you get your bonus. Please make a fortitude saving throw.
Ha! Natural one.
He reaches out, boom! And the power that had gripped Obsidian Graves in his own home now grips you, whole person, binds you in place, Ansel. You are held. That's his turn. This boy is going to valiantly attempt to strike at the giant skeleton. For a 19 to hit.
16 is the armor class, so
That is a hit. For 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
We'll take the lot.
And this one will try and break the grapple of the tentacles. That is a 18 on his grapple check.
26.
I was going to say he can't beat that because you get plus 18.
Yep. Still grappled. Actually, on my turn,
he should have done damage.
Damage.
Yeah.
So I will quickly do that. It's 1d6 plus 4. Take 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage. Okay. He. Let's see. Yeah, so he failed, so he's stuck. That is the Watcher's turn. Let's see. Obsidian, it's your turn.
I don't know what I've got other than summoning, because I can't do anything. I don't know where Ansel is. He can't call out to me to tell me where he is. The two wyverns will move.
Can you not speak if you're held? I don't actually know.
No, you're completely paralyzed, totally helpless.
God.
That's quite fun.
So there's still wolves. So this one will step forward and have a crack at that wolf. The wyverns will go for, we'll move to there, but then it can't attack, and we'll move to there, but then it can't attack. They can fly that distance. Yes, they can fly that distance easily, but they can't do anything else. 12. Oh, come on. An 8. Are you serious?
Against what,
We're
sorry?
rolling the right dice against this wolf.
Yeah, unfortunately that'll be a miss against the wolf.
Oh my god!
Hooray, the wolves!
The wolves! And then that one, this zombie will go for that wolf. 17.
The 17 is a hit, yeah.
Nice. Okay, well, that's something. Something? I suppose? Except I've got so many things open, I can barely tell which. 11.
So that wolf
18.
gets smashed into oblivion.
18 points of damage.
Oh my goodness.
So plus a 4. So 22 points of damage to the wolf. The dragons can't attack. That's my summons. This dude will take another 6 points of damage. And then I suppose, rather than casting all I'm going to be able to do is attempt to search for Ansel so that I can cure my blindness by using the staff that is in his hand. I would imagine I had a rough idea of where he was coming from. So what can I do? What roll would you like me to make to see if I can...
That's a really good question. I think search. You do a search, but -4.
I mean, my search is already on 2, so
Yeah.
it's a roll of -2.
Yeah. DC 15.
No.
Yeah, you start blundering around looking
Go
for
over
him. Unfortunately, you don't
This
find him.
sucks.
Yep, I'm afraid so.
No.
Sucks more for me, Matt. I spent 3 turns getting there.
Yeah.
I mean, it does. It sucks for both. Yeah,
it does
man.
not go
Both
unnoticed.
Runyk's
does
got no
not
power
go
points.
At least you've got
unnoticed.
summons.
Yeah, well, they are doing something on the battlefield at least.
Okay.
Yeah. It's okay, I've got a plan.
Okay.
Is it my
I
go?
mean, how many
Mm.
rounds are you held for?
It is per level. So,
Okay.
so naturally, I won't
got-
tell you, but I will.
Yeah, of course.
But I will. But I will make a note. Sorry, mate.
Oh no, it's fine. Is it my go?
It is your go. Yes.
So I've got a question about hold person.
Yeah.
Is it hold person, or is it technically hold body? Can I exit the body and return to my actual?
Oh,
That's
Being.
purely
Genius! Of course you can. Of course you can. You can drop it at any time. So he's seen. Oh my word!
You legend.
That's incredible.
Totally forgot. I forgot.
So had I. So had I.
That's
I'm just in there. It's not my body, mate.
Yeah. So he
Yes,
thinks
Ansel!
I've got you. Like, oh, clearly that guy's helping, and he's not part of the watch. Clearly someone is helping the strangers. And he got you, but then he didn't get you. So yeah, as a free action, you can do that. Swift
Right,
even,
Ansel
sorry.
sits up straight. Can I? I'm still too far away to do anything this turn, but I'm going to teleport and walk. And
Yeah.
hopefully that will give me. I'll go to hiding behind this pillar. I think this is a pillar, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pillar. Yeah, you can rush to hide behind there, certainly.
Great. So I teleport, move to there. So that's standard and move action, and I will wait another turn to do anything.
Amazing. Oh, that's just so cinematic that he thinks he's got you and then you sit up over there. I love that. Okay, so with that then, with Ansel's turn complete, Runyk, as we remember your turn, what do you do? We should get rid of Sayer as well. Sorry, she's gone.
yes, seething a little bit. But her words just cause visions of under the undercroft, the rift, and everything to... all that familiarity just to come back to Runyk for a second. He snaps back out of it and sees the watch between a wyvern and a skeleton. And I'm going to take a full round action on him. I will have my revenge.
Yeah.
My skeleton didn't attack him. That was silly. I had plenty of attacks. It's fine.
29
29 is a hit.
and 26.
And 26 is also a hit.
That's 11 damage from the 2 bolts.
Yeah, bam, bam. Like he staggers, like desperately not trying to like fall back into the tentacles. With those strikes, very good. Runyk. Anything else?
That's it, 4 round.
Oh my goodness me. All of a sudden, as we go back to the top... Oh no, I'm so sorry. Because Mr. Watch Guy rolled even lower than you. The... The former shell of Ansel is now a combatant on the field. Will spend his turn retching, but is now an active opponent and is blinking around and looking horrified. The first thing he sees is a blind. Oh, of course he's still held, isn't he? Forget that. He is held.
Yes, he's sick in his mouth.
Back in his completely
yeah. So
body.
he's like, and just a bit of retch and vomit comes out of it or down his shin. But yeah, he can't move. You're absolutely right. He is held. In that case, we're back to the top of the round. And as we go back to the top of the round, there is a flash of light. In the top right-hand corner, there is a powerful blast of magic. But its source is unknown. Knight Brother Enos stands before the towering undead wyvern, and is going to do what clerics do. He is going to attempt to make a turning check against the wyvern. Turning undead is a supernatural ability. The character can perform it as a standard action. It does not provoke attack of opportunity. He presents his holy symbol, so he holds aloft his cudgel. And he will make that roll. So he needs to roll on the table.
Use.
Let's see what he gets. Oh, baby! Okay, so I know what hit die he can use to turn. What hit die does the wyvern have, Matthew?
He would have to get over a 16.
He succeeds.
Wow.
Puts it forth and the wyvern, he rolled.
I can't even do that.
Yeah, he's stronger than you. He has to fight all of you. He pulls forth his cudgel.
He's stronger than you.
Well, he rolled the best he could on the turn check, to be fair to him. Says, "No, I have dominion over you," and is able to turn your wyvern, I'm afraid. He does have certain things that gives him a boost to that as well, in fairness. So he is turned, which means the wyvern, I believe, has to flee from him. I believe that's what it is.
Yep. That's what turned is.
Yep, so the wyvern must flee from him with all due speed on his turn. But that is his action to do, so he turns him as his attack, and then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Like, just casts your servant aside, Obsidian, and doesn't really break stride. Just keeps walking. That's him. The vigilant that's surrounded by wyvern and thingy knows that he pretty much knows he's going to die. I think he's just going to do his best, screaming the name of Cuthbert to try and continue to attack the wise old sage. Okay, that is a 14, so I believe that's a failure to hit.
Yes, it's a 16.
Yes, so he fails. The other one is got to try and break the grapple on the tentacles. That is not above an 18, so can't win. Can't beat it.
It's a 36, actually, you would have to beat.
So
I rolled that the first time.
Unable to escape. There is a rumbling. Can you all make a lesson check, please? First is blast of light in the top corner, then a rumbling.
6, but I think as I'm blind, my other senses should be improved.
8.
13.
You haven't had time to.
That is how it works.
You haven't had time
That
to
is how it
adjust just yet.
No, I should be Daredevil. Bullshit.
I'm now Daredevil.
I am Daredevil. Deal with it.
It's in the rulebook, to be fair. It does say
engraved.
if you go blind, you become Daredevil.
You actually become Daredevil, yes.
But yeah, takes a couple of rounds to kick in, but
I've been blind long enough.
Okay. Right, so that is him. And yeah, sorry, there's a rumbling, but you can't really detect its source because your listening check, sadly, you're all a bit too preoccupied about what's going on with the battle. With that, then, we move to Obsidian. No, I'm so sorry. No. You notice that the vampire spawn that has stood vigil, the pillars appear to sort of seem to animate where they have just stood, kind of like still as statues almost, appear to act now, and they it looks like they're sort of awakening to some power or other. But that's what happens on their turn. Obsidian, it's your turn. You blindly stumble away.
Yeah. Well, this guy will attack the wolf
Can you follow the smell of sick?
with a 25, and then a 14, which is crap, and then a 16. So I'm guessing that's one hit.
So the 25 is a hit, yes.
17 points of damage to that wolf.
The wolf is slain.
Beautiful. And then... And this lady will slam that wolf for a 30, which is beautiful. And does 17, 18, 19 points of damage to that wolf.
Which wolf, sorry? Oh, that one there.
That one right in front of her.
Yeah.
Splat.
This one will go for a full round attack on him. So that's an 18. And then a 14. And then a natural 20. But that's an 18, 19, 20, 14, 15, 16. Because he is flanking with the wyvern.
Oh,
So
that one there.
that's,
Yes, yeah. Oh my god, yeah, all of those.
So on
yeah.
him. So the first one is a 20. The second one is only a 16.
Oh, sorry, then that wouldn't hit, unless, of course...
That
you-
wouldn't hit. But the last one is a natural 20.
Wow. Double it.
See if it confirms 16, 17, 18.
Yeah, if it confirms, double it.
18.
Oh, 18, then no, it doesn't confirm. It's just a hit.
It doesn't confirm.
No.
So that's one hit and a bite from the... Yep. Okay. So that's 1, 2, plus that. So 16 plus the bite, which is 4, 5 plus... Did I roll it? No. Plus 8. So 17, 9, 20, 24 points damage from that.
Wow.
And then the wyvern will follow up with a slam.
Yep.
31,
Yep.
which is beautiful. That 2d8, 7, 8, 9. No, it doesn't. It does 2d8 plus 7, 8, 9. That only does 16 points of damage from the
Absolutely
enormous
eviscerates
dragon.
him, absolutely decimates the
Beautiful.
the watch vigilant, the night vigilant. He collapses to the ground, absolutely decimated from that attack.
And then what
My dog
I
was
will
obviously
do.
distressed by that attack against him.
It
distressed by that attack against him.
was too much. It was too much.
Because I'm hoping that someone will help me soon, and I have faith in my friends, I will just keep sort of blundering around randomly. But on the way, I will summon my spectral hand, ready to follow up with some attacks afterwards.
Very good.
And that is my turn. I figure, why waste it?
Obsidian, that is your turn. Ansel, you are by that pillar. What are you doing?
So first of all, I'll get the shade to move at running speed across there towards Enos.
Yes.
And then I will poke my head out and sickening blast him. Being like, Enos, we have business!
Oh, okay, so you go for his touch, yes?
Yeah, and he's at -2. So 23 on his touch.
23 hits his touch. The sickening blast slams into him.
So he takes 14 points of magical damage, and he needs to do a fortitude save of DC 20, and he's at -2 because the shade is on him.
Fortitude, was it? Okay.
Correct.
That is 20 on the dot, so he fails.
Oh, amazing.
He is second, I believe.
Fantastic. So he's -2 to attack, saves, checks, and weapon damage, which means he's currently at -4 to saves, which I will capitalize on and give him a little curse as well.
Oh my word.
Curse DC is will save 18, and obviously he's -4.
Okay.
So that's will.
Oh my god. Sorry, so what does he have to get to beat that, sorry?
So he has to get 18,
18,
but
he's
it's
at
effectively
minus-
22.
But he's at minus...
So he's at -4. So it's 18.
I thought he was at -2 because he's sick. Oh, because of the shade.
The shade's also there, yeah.
He fails. He is cursed.
Excellent. That's very good news for me. So his attacks are at -4, his saves are at -6, his checks are at -4, as is his weapon damage, and his AC is -2 until he moves out of the shade's reach.
You leap around and you slam him with that sickening blast, and he screeches at the top of his lungs, "Profane creature! We have business indeed, and listens to be taught." But like you can see, like he's retching and like he like wipes, like his mouth as like he begins like stalking towards you, unperturbed by your attempt against him. Anything else on your turn, Ansel?
I've done literally every
Yes.
every action that you can do there.
Very good. So you have struck, and you've definitely struck a nerve with Enos as he now focuses in on you, cursed as he is. Runyk, it is your turn.
I mean, he was lifting his crossbow ready to shoot at the watch, and then just watched as, crushed between a skeleton and a zombie. So he kind of does a double take and sees Obsidian doing this everywhere, and former Ansel holding out a rod, but with sick coming out of his mouth and not moving.
Oh god.
Oh god.
Runyk thinks something's not right here, and it's just gonna 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Taking the staff from a held person. If I want to take the staff and throw it at Obsidian, not, painfully, but just, a friendly chuck.
to obsidian.
Yes, but
quite
he is quite
I'm
blind.
not actually Daredevil.
It's like
I think you'll find I'm quite blind.
Is it just smack me in the fucking face?
so you can throw it at him, but it might hurt. So
It's going to be like that, you know that bit in Simpsons where Sideshow Bob keeps stepping on the rakes?
Well, I'm going to attempt to do a gentle throw. I'm not.
Why? Then neither of us will have it.
Hand it
I
to
can't
him.
catch it. I'm quite blind. How many times?
So you can take it from the guy without any effort whatsoever. Can you not? I mean, you can spend what remaining movement you have to move to him, but you can throw it at him if you wish, by all means.
I mean, if I was going to do that, that would be the end of my movement. Well, okay, what I'll do is I'll do that, and then because that's sort of the limit of my movement, I'll then reach out and just tap the floor with it behind him, making noise.
Or, and I'm just throwing this out there.
Or you could
use your
just hand it
words
to him.
like a big boy.
Why are you chatting?
Why are you tapping the floor?
Why do you have to be so rude about things, Michael?
That's what he said. So
Runyk is also as uncharismatic as
do
Why are you tapping?
why do you
Mike,
stand
you
by
can't make
those
all of your
words?
characters uncharismatic and then use that as an excuse for your weirdness.
Also, that isn't
can and he will.
charisma. That's intelligence, surely.
Just intelligence.
I mean, he's going to at least be saying, like, over here, you know, he's just tapping the floor as he does it as well.
It's just tapping the floor. It's just tapping the floor.
Tapping the floor.
I love that.
So
I love how Mike thinks. It's brilliant.
I guess then, Obsidian, you hear the gentle tap on the floor next to you. For some reason.
What do you mean he taps the floor? He's not become immune to language.
He's not deaf. He's blind.
He can only hear vibrations.
Yeah, that's
through
what I
the
was thinking. Is he
ground.
trying to vibrate the ground? That's what I thought he was doing at this. I was like, no, wait, no, he's blind. He's not deaf. Anyway, well, that's what you said, so that's what happens. Anything else on your turn, Runyk?
Evidently not.
I love it. He's just taunting him.
We are back to the top of the round, and as I mentioned, there was this blast of magical power that sort of detonated in the top right-hand corner. And it is then that the vampires spawn, like I mentioned, that appear to have been like coming back to them, like as if awaking from some kind of sleep, kind of, or sentry, seem to come to life, and you suddenly realise that there are still a vast amount of enemies around you that are bent on your destruction. But then a number of things happen at the same time. There is another blast from the top of the chamber on the left-hand side, and there stands a figure in robes. Flowing magical robes. You see Arcane Zarya standing in the ruins of the door that had been barricaded against her, as she joins the initiative. And then, what you failed to hear as well is the doors being breached to your back. And standing there, coming through the breach, silhouetted by the flames of a blazing sword, stands Danico and the Dragon Guard. You see, moving from behind him, and from behind a pillar, soul knives blazing, stands Swiftstone. And the battle just erupts into further fury. And I'd like you to effectively imagine that the vampires clash with the Dragon Guard. The vampires spawn here. There we go. So yeah, battle is now like fully like echoing through the halls of the throne room as your allies have arrived. And I think Zarya can afford a spell. Who would she go for? To be fair, you've all done quite a good job, really. There's only a few targets left. There's that wolf there. No, she's going to go for both of them.
Take that, wolf.
Yeah, she does a 5-foot step, and she's going to go for both of them. They make reflex saves. And
she's in the other corner.
She's gonna no. She's gonna aim so this will not hit the towering undead ogre. They both fail.
That's kind of her.
Yeah, she directs her assault not at the undead. Let's see. Yeah, there's more than enough. She looses a fireball that rips through those two wolves here.
Jesus.
So that is her turn. It is now Night Brother Enos' turn. And he is going to... 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He leaps up onto the bench in front of you. Ansel, and he's just got this massive mace, a shield in his hand, and he just goes, vroom. What is your armor class? And I know, please remind me what his weapon attacks are now minused by.
So my armor class is 16. His attacks are at -4.
It is -4, gotcha. He's moved out of the range of the shade as well, right, for the time being?
Yeah, so that's just on his saves and AC anyway, so that doesn't necessarily
of course,
this
right.
action.
Yep, so he moves forth, and he swings his mace hard at you. Armor class 16. He's at -4.
Yep.
Oh my god.
So could just say armor class 20 if that's easier.
Yeah, he swings as hard as he can at you. How do you evade his strike just?
Oh, I think Ansel is just very, very tall, and then all of a sudden he just drops down in height and he just crumples almost, and the attack just swings over the top of his head.
Yeah, the mace takes out like a massive chunk of the pillar next to you, like stone, like cracks from the strike. And he screams, "You must welcome Cuthbert's mercy! You must welcome his gifts!" He moved, he struck, that's all he can do on his turn. Other one is dead. Thingy can try and break out of the grapple. 1, he doesn't beat the 18, so that's not to worry. It's Swiftstone's turn. Where are you, Runyk?
It's more than 18. 18 is what I roll on. Actually,
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. He didn't beat 18 on his roll, so there's no point.
No.
Yeah.
I am here tapping a stick.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. No, he can only get there. You hear Swiftstone cry across the field of battle as he steals behind the lines of the vampires, the vampire spawn. Yeah, he can get there. 10, 15, 20. Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20. He can get to that. So do you see this square here?
Yes.
I'm just trying to see if I can find an object to put in there. Let's see. Oh, great job.
It's a
But
beautiful
only just to
drawing.
remember whilst you...
Oh, God.
Oh no! What's happened?
There we go. Can you ping that thing again, please? Thank you. That square. One more time. There we go. Yeah. So he rushes across the field of battle, and he will yell, "Runyk, I brought you a present to keep you busy in prison. You ain't great." And he rushes across the field, and he slides this this crystal across the floor in an attempt to get it to you as quickly as possible. Is that within your movement? 5, 10... It is. So hopefully in your movement you can get to it, but he slides this crystal across the floor. Ding, 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 ding. He has to spend his entire turn doing that, and in doing so, like some of the vampires that he's run behind turn around, and he then prepares with his soul knives ready to do battle. That's his turn. Danico and the Dragon Guard clash against the vampire spawn. I'm just doing roll for roll against those to see who's going to be the victor of that battle. And it seems like the Dragon Guard, with the element of surprise and with Danico's flaming sword, they appear to be driving the enemy back. As battle rages in the threshold of this hall, Obsidian, it is your turn.
I hear a sound. I hear a tapping.
Yeah, you hear tapping. So you could just do
A tapping on the ground.
the
Just
tapping.
gonna reach out and just sweep the floor until I
Yeah,
can feel
yeah,
the
yeah. I think the
staff.
tapping will be enough. Like, you know something's there. You are fairly sure that if it was hostile, it wouldn't be tapping near you. Maybe, I don't know. It's hard to know what would be going through your mind when you just hear tapping next to you. But yes.
6. Well, that's gonna move to there, so it's behind him.
Ah.
It won't attack, but it can move to him. This one will do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to there, and will commence its movement. That one is just fleeing, and will continue to flee. But that one, not so much. This one will swoop around and will land on the table. There.
That one is turned, is he not?
No, the one I just moved away is
Oh,
turned.
sorry. Yeah, I missed him
Down,
moving. I was busy moving the
He's
screen. Cool.
This one will 1, jump down, 3, 4, 5, 6 to there. And that's all of their movements. The ones that have reached him can't attack, but hopefully they are imposing enough to assist. If I can grab the staff, casting it from a staff, I think is an automatic. You can just do it. Like, that's how staffs work for everybody. So I will
Correct.
just cast. As soon as I grab it, I'm like,
Oh, there you go.
I can see, and I just like will it to happen. I just go. I can see.
The last light of the sun setting in the horizon through the window is all the light required for this staff of Pelor. The last remaining sun of the day glints upon it as you return sight to yourself.
And then I am on my feet. I can see. All is well. I have my spectral hand in front of me ready to go. That is my turn, though, because I can't do anything apart from that.
Oh, okay, that is Obsidian's turn. Ansel.
It's time, though, mofo.
Ansel, you stand before Night Brother Enos. You've ducked as the mace has just exploded into the pillar next to you. What do you do now?
So first the shade will appear there. And then after ducking, Ansel rises again, now with blades in his hands, And he says, "Welcome, Enos. I welcome you. Pray somebody else kills you before I do." 26 on his touch.
26 is
For
a
the
hit,
first attack.
plus 2 because you're flanking, yes. So yes,
Sorry,
an easy.
28.
Yep, easy hit on his touch.
And then the second is, that should be 16 on his touch. And he's at -2 to AC, I should say, as well. Still.
Yes, yeah. Oh my god. So yeah.
So that is both hits, yeah.
I'm sorry. So what was the attack on the last one?
16 on his touch.
Yeah. That both correct.
So that's 34 points of damage. That's magical damage, of course. And because that's a full round, also my Dreadful Wrath ability fires, which means he needs to do a will save or be shaken if he's capable of being shaken.
My
It may
God.
not be. DC 21, and he's currently at -6 to saves.
And that's a 5 on the dice, so that's a failure. What's the strike like that shakes him? Along with that insane damage.
I think it's too, like, Ansel spreads his arms out as far as they go, which is fucking miles. That's 20-foot wingspan he's got almost at this point. So he's got 10-foot range. And he just brings them both in and just both through the chest. As he is now -6 to attacks, -8 to his saves, -6 to checks, -4 to weapon damage, and -2 to his AC.
Very good. Oh my god. Yeah, he's like screaming, like blood pouring from him. But in a way, it's something of like it's something that seems to be driving him. The more pain that is inflicted upon him, it appears to like drive him. Even though like he's getting clumsy, even though he's cursed, like he's desperately just trying to murder you in whatever way he can. But incredible turn. That was Ansel's turn. Runyk. The crystal slides towards you.
Ooh. Obsidian's pulled the staff towards him, so 5, 10. Hello, whatever this is. Slide and pick up.
You what? Sorry.
Yeah, I slide across, grab it.
As you pick it up, there is like a twinkling from it, and it's almost like you feel some kind of psychic connection between you and Swiftstone, another psionic warrior, very, very different to you, but has the same core to his operations and to his moveset. A cognizance crystal activates as you touch it. A cognizance crystal usually takes 10 minutes of holding it to work, so clearly Swiftstone has been holding it for you to then deliver it to you, so when you touch it, it feels like you're being delivered Swiftstone's powers for a moment, as you are transferred 13 power points.
Ooh. Awfully kind of him.
And the stone, as soon as you use it, cracks.
Well, I would imagine picking up and doing that is a standard action.
Yeah, that would have been a standard action to do, sure.
But 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, which is my hasted movement. I've got line of sight. And as I've grabbed it, I'm running with it as it's kind of shattering in my hand. I'll throw Swiftstone a glance and just be like, in Dwarven, which is not often for Runyk, but he will just shout in Dwarven, basically the equivalent of "Cheers, pal."
He'll like give a nod, and you see that he sort of like engages a vampire spawn head on as the battle continues. Anything else on your turn, Runyk, at all, or?
No, that's all I can do.
Okay. Arcane Zarya. Oh, I've just... because I think they're all done. Yeah, Arcane Zarya is going to... What is going on with my screen? It's because one makes me zoom in, the other scrolls me along. That's what I'm doing. Arcane Zarya will take to the skies, basically. And she means to rain magical powers down upon the vampires that the Dragon Guard are fighting. That is her turn. Night Brother Enos. Well, let's see. Okay, he is going to do his best to get out of there. He's going to provoke an attack of opportunity off all three creatures. So that's the Wyvern, that's the Ogre, and that is you, Ansel.
I'm sure we'll all gladly take it.
That is a miss. Possibly a critical.
22 on his touch. Of course, that's...
Yeah, then that's a
with
confirmed
his -2 to his AC.
critical, yep. And that is a hit from the... Was that the... What attack was that, Obsidian?
The first one was the Wyvern, the second one was the Ogre Zombie, but actually the Ogre Zombie would have been even more than that because it does more.
Yep, that's fine. So the Ogre Zombie hits, and
28.
as does Ansel, so you can both do your collective damage.
Is that critical as well?
Yes.
37 from Ansel.
24 from the Ogre.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness me. He rushes forward. And he he gets lashed by the Ogre Zombie. The Wyvern takes a chunk out of him. Ansel, you slice at him as well, and like he's just walking through every attack that is thrust upon him. And he says, "Yes, the pain, it drives me on." And then he stands basically with his full movement. So 5, 10. I need to move him here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And he stands there. And he is holding his cudgel aloft. And you just see a number of runes glittering about it. And he says, "Behold, the symbol of pain, the symbol of Cuthbert." And then he just freezes for a second. He says, "He will feel agony beyond reckoning, Mr. Graves. And then he just stops. Blood just pouring out of the corner of his mouth. And he says, "And I feel nothing. And he falls forward and collapses to the ground, blood pooling from him, as Ansel's last attack was the one that finished him. And with that, I think we can safely conclude as the last brother of the Watch is consumed by the tentacles, because he ain't getting out of that, I'm afraid.
I've not been rolling his damage, but I should have
It's
been.
no
He's been
good.
taking damage consistently every time.
It's no good. The battle against the Dragon Guard and the Vampire Spawn is coming to an end. Danico's fiery blade setting them to ash. And before you know it, the hall is silent. And you have claimed victory. You have defeated the Sanguine Sisters, and you have defeated Night Brother Enos, and the Night Vigilant of the Watch. As the dust hangs in the air, Obsidian, you have just got your sight back. And you can see that with the banishment of the routing of the Sanguine Sisters, your beloved wife Naya has returned to her senses, and she's looking around wildly and obviously quite panicked, seeing the devastation, just dead wolves, the bodies are like the ashen remains of vampires, and crushed members of the Watch, the ruined throne room, all that she can see, and then her eyes fall upon you, and she rushes to you, and unable to speak.
I think I will let me run straight towards her as well, up on the thing. We'll climb up on the raised bit.
And barely able to speak, she is holding on to you, like clawing at your clothing, and says, "The children, are they safe?"
I don't know where they are. We thought that they were taken with you by the Watch.
She just gives out a low, like, wail of anguish and just sinks to the floor. Like, you can see Danico, like, just, like, finishing off, like, a vampire with, like, the flaming sword and, like, smashing it to ash, Buffy the Vampire Slayer style. Runyk recalls his soul knives to him before dispelling them, and then standing next to you, Runyk will say, "I'm surprised to see you're alive, lad."
Well, almost. They almost got me.
Aye.
But a few more years left in me, though. Giving a knowing wink.
Aye, very good. You know that thing that I slit to you? That was really expensive.
It's, well, very much appreciated.
I gave it to you and you didn't use anything. It was too late.
Didn't even use it. No.
Bloody
Do,
drop.
do you know how much that's worth?
Oh,
More gold than you'll ever see. Ever.
Runyk pulls to his side and
Ever.
taps his ever-filling mug and goes, "Have a swig on that."
I'm gonna bleeding need it, lad, by Moradin's beard. And like he like sits down on the floor and just starts swigging from the ever-filling tankard. Ansel, you're standing by the pillar. You see that obviously you got him right at the last second. Just the slain body of Night Brother Enos. is there anything that you're thinking or feeling at the end of this conflict?
I think Ansel is thinking one down. There are other members of the Watch involved in this kidnap.
I think it won't take long. Once he's seen his wife, he will bring her with him over to the body, crouch next to it, and immediately start casting over it. Just casting.
To apologise for killing him prematurely. But
oh yeah, for sure.
I forgot you have.
I have much in the way of apologies. I wish to ask him where the my children are.
So yeah, in that case, then you're casting Speak with Dead. Is that right?
I am, but it takes 10 minutes, so that's why I console my wife slightly. I hold her to me. And then I bring her with me, and I've sort of got my arm around her and her head against my chest whilst I'm casting over him, like in sort of anguish. I've taken the mask off, and there's just like he's got like his hair's just all over the place. He looks a mess. He looks an absolute wreck, like really stressed. And is just desperately casting Speak with Dead over this guy.
So whilst you're doing that, then we will see, is there anything else that Runyk or Ansel want to do whilst Obsidian is doing that?
I'd like to check on Mr. Apophis.
Yeah.
See how he's doing.
Good call.
Yeah, so you'll note that Arcane Zarya made a beeline to him, first of all, and she's looking at the old man broken on the stairs with a look of fury. And she'll be looking down at him, and as you approach, you can hear her saying, "Have you any idea what you have cost us? What you have cost not only the citizens of this city, but that of the free Western realm, that of the free kingdoms. Have you any idea what your weakness will bring?" Like, she's just furious. You can tell this is an outpouring from someone that was biding her time. You had sort of suspected that she knew what was going on, but you weren't really privy to whether she was an ally or Apophis or not. Judging by her expression, not, but then again, she might be a good actor. As you approach, you see, Ansel, that Apophis is badly wounded and is upon the brink of death. He is lying like upside down on the stairs. You can see his legs are twisted in an odd way, like he hit the stairs in a really bad angle from 60 feet up. Like, he's barely breathing, and is not long for this world.
He's probably still useful for us, isn't he? To have around.
I would say so, yeah. But the decision sort of falls to you, and because I'm not there, I'm not interested in him at the moment. He probably has information.
I can give him
like when you're dominated, you're still aware. You just can't control yourself. So he probably knows everything he did.
Yeah. I wouldn't be too harsh on him, Zarya. He's not been himself. And I'll give him a potion of cure light wounds.
So he has received severe constitution damage. Like, his body has literally been like just snapped on the stairs, basically. That will keep him alive, sure, but that won't fix him at all. Like, he'll be a broken ruin of a person. So stabilizing him, certainly, but not really like recovering him from
Yeah,
smashed
I'm
on the
happy to.
stairs. Yeah, from high up, and being very old as well. Bless him. I say bless him. We'll see. We'll see if it's bless him. Yeah, you pour it into his mouth, and he drinks. He drinks the potion like a man fresh from the desert, drinking it down desperately, and like appearing to choke on the potion. And he says, "You show mercy, mercy." So you can spend your time sort of like recovering him, and we will go to that conversation after we ask Runyk. Is there anything that you would be doing? No.
He would be sharing a couple of drinks with Swiftstone, but once he'd done that, he'd probably meander over. I mean, he's not going to interfere with what Obsidian's doing with his wife and the body, because Runyk still doesn't really, he's known him for a day and a bit.
As you drink, he will say, "Well, it was good to fight by your side again, Runyk. I fear that I might have to make myself scarce in the coming days."
You been compromised?
Not so much professionally, but certainly personally. There are visitors that will be coming to Valdinor that, shall we say, don't look upon me kindly.
Right. The funeral.
Visitors, aye. So I may see it, I may not. It does depend.
You know what? I may hang around for the funeral.
Aye.
But once that's done, maybe it's time I give Baralai a visit. Maybe I return, seeing as my destiny is back under the halls of Moradin.
Well, I know a dwarf will too welcome you with open arms.
I'd rather they didn't. But
we shall see. I'd say that's pretty much 10 minutes. So Obsidian, your spell is pretty much complete. Your wife, basically inconsolable, has you said that you've separated from her from the time being. So she, I don't know what you want to suggest.
No, I brought her with me.
Oh, okay.
Literally, as I'm casting the spell, I've just got her under my arm, and I'm holding her tight to me whilst I'm casting the spell over this body, like using the kind of anguish that I have going on to cast it, with her.
Yeah, well, that's cool. I don't have a Dom. Do you guys have a Dom? No, we've lost Dom.
No, he has disappeared, and he's back. And he's gone again.
And the wheel keeps on turning. We're going to wrap up very shortly anyway, so let's... Come on, Dom. Oh. No. Okay, well we'll just press on, and if he comes back, then he'll be back, and that'll be great.
Yeah, he's loading. I imagine he's refreshing his page.
Okay. So yeah, the speak with dead.
It would allow me 5 questions.
Yes. So the spell activates, and it is that nauseating sight of this.
Yes.
Echo of Night Brother Enos.
I think that normally
Returning.
uses his magic to subdue it slightly to make it a little bit more palatable, but in this case he doesn't do that.
Yeah,
it looks painful.
Like he just snarls back into existence. Not him, an echo of him, but still agonizing and unnatural. Your wife's eyes are just wide. Tears no longer coming, just complete astonishment at what she's seeing. But yeah, he his eyes bore into yours, Obsidian.
Obsidian just intensely looks at him. We'll say I've never hoped more that my studies were wrong, and that some small part of you can still feel this. I am allowed 5 questions, but I have only one. Where are my children?
I know not. Though reports noted that a horse-drawn wagon was sighted fleeing the scene as the watch struck the home of Bogram Graves.
Horse-drawn wagon. It'd been my own wagon. My own wagon was gone. Maybe my son could... Maybe Werner could drive it. I mean, they knew the horses. They could do it. But, where would they go?
I know not. That's 2.
Yeah. I just drop the spell. Reach into my bag. Break dust upon him. Cast the spell and raise him to a zombie.
Yeah, he stands.
That is a standard action.
A zombified Night Brother Enos. Or at least the shell of him.
Yeah. Beautiful. He stands. And there's guards around and stuff. And I will say, any undead are fair game for any of you. You may slay any that you do not see fit within this city, but this one is special. This one is not a fighter. It is not a slave. It is a symbol. It is intended sacrilege. And I will drag it before them so that they can see what will become of their order. And then I will have an aside with Naya.
I actually think that is a really wicked, epic line to end on, as Obsidian makes that vow of retribution against the Watch. Wow. I knew that was going to be a big fight. So a session-long battle has resolved pretty much a number of things. It's a shame we can't get Dom back. I don't know why he can't reconnect.
He's put it in the messenger.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on, but he can't seem to connect. Okay. He is struggling, so I think we may have to wrap it with him not with us.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think us refreshing would help, would it?
Let's try.
Let's give it a
We
go.
can try.
Let's give it a go. I've got a mic.
Hello, I'm also here. My camera's just off because.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, oh, that's really weird. Okay. Well, I'll just let him know that we're just wrapping it.
Yeah, we don't seem to have a dom.
Yeah, alright. Well, we can fill him in, for sure. So, yeah, like I mentioned, that has concluded a number of... Everyone's gone.
No?
No,
Okay,
I'm
just
are
your
you, can you still...
Matt's camera's off, but Mike's image is just there.
Yeah, just my camera, mate. I'm definitely still here. I'll be back
But
on. In a
I
second.
can't see Mike's face. I can see the dwarf picture.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That.
Oh dear. Well, I think we've got... There you go. You're back. No, you've gone again. I think we entered it just the right place, to be honest. Looks like Roll20 is doing its damnedest.
Doing its usual.
I'm back.
I've got Mike and I've got Rob, but I do not have Dom.
That's all right.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what.
But this
then.
is recorded. He can
Yeah.
watch that last.
Yeah.
No, Dom was
tiny
saying he
bit.
caught it on the stream.
Okay,
so-
great. Okay, so what I would say then, what I was saying is that this actually has brought an end to the control of that clearly the vampiric hold on the city.
Excellent.
And it has cut off the head of the snake when it comes to the watch as well, which is pretty great. So yeah, I think the coming sessions are going to be kind of like a wind down from that, and we're going to learn about what the final objectives are going to be for this chapter of Knights of the Apocalypse, I believe. So we'll probably have a few more in, and then we'll probably jump into something different for a little bit, before then continuing with the journey. But yeah, well, what we'll do is then we will wrap up like we always do. Sadly, we don't have Dom able to put his input, but Mike, what are your thoughts and feelings before we conclude today's session?
I mean, considering there was very few things plot-wise that happened, it was one big fight. I think we all did very well.
I think you guys smashed it, to be honest.
I think we all had moments where we had really big, pivotal, deciding factors in that, which was nice. It wasn't one or just, a handful. It was everyone had moments, which was good. I think looking ahead, though, Runyk, unless something comes about, Runyk is more than likely considering future plans. I mean, he was never a stranger. He was the contractor. So, depending what happens in the next couple of sessions, potentially he might be saying tentative.
The next day is when another stranger is due to return. So we shall have to find out what happens next time.
Yes.
No, but once again, the psionic power is something to behold. My goodness me, sacrifice a lot and you get a lot back. Bloody hell. So yeah, excellent stuff. And Matt, final thoughts of the session.
Oh Christ, there's a lot. But yeah, I mean, I just echo the sentiment. Really, obviously, Dom isn't here, so on not on his behalf, but commenting on his how well it went for him at the end. There, he smashed it with the getting the final the final blow on Enos, and incredibly effective against him, sort of systematically took him down. It felt almost a little bit Robert Downey, Sherlock Holmes kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like that, and then that, and then that, and it was really systematic and awesome. And considering he and I both have a little bit of an issue against undead, actually felt that we did quite well in that situation. And again, Runyk, phenomenal, because you were the underdog massively in that fight because of your build up to it, the situation you were in, and it was like, wow, what a cool ability. As far as my own stuff goes, very emotional. He was very, very willing to destroy that thing to get his wife and family back. Like, he was perhaps not even in his right mind necessarily, just thinking very seriously about family, and that's it. Glad he's got his wife back, but now a little bit cruel, DM, especially when I'm to have a child in real life in just over a month, and then he's kidnapping my in-game children, darling. Yeah. Just told that to my pregnant wife. DM.
Hang on, there's no evidence of that whatsoever. It was always assumed.
There's no evidence. They're missing. There
was no evidence that they ever got taken in the first place. They were just missing when you arrived. And your necrowagon was said to have been missing. So
yes, this is true. No, you're absolutely right. It wasn't.
I mean, your son has been trained by an assassin, so
yes, absolutely. And so after this, really, it comes down to a little bit of a similar question. That the conundrum goes on as to staying with his family, leaving. I love Obsidian, but I always want to be true to characters when I play them. So it's kind of like up and down, really, as to where the character goes after this chapter is finished.
Well, I think you're due a conversation, but I'm excited too, because I think there's there's a good conversation to be had there, but I don't think it will necessarily go the way I think we've been thinking it might. I think after this, which I'm looking forward to. Because it's all been done in game. This is not me making any decisions. It's just logic and following the logic and following what's happened. And I think, we'll enjoy that when we get to that. I did message just to ask if Dom had anything he'd like to add, but he will have to type fairly quickly. Yeah, like I mentioned, really, really impressed with how you guys did. To be honest, I knew I just wanted this one just to be like a throwdown, like. Everyone comes together in the throne room and just an insane fight happens. And I think we pretty much got there. I mean, I hope it wasn't too much of a drag, a combat for the whole session, but sometimes
really dynamic combat with lots of variation and all sorts of stuff. So I don't think it dragged at all. I think it was fun.
Well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed. Dom's input is, I think that Ansel is ready to hunt. I think that's a fantastic thought. Yes, because of course, conspicuous by their absence, Night Brother Lanka and Night Brother Fogwill sort of just decided to leave at a very specific point in time. Very interesting, that, isn't it?
There's now going to be a full-on revenge campaign, which I'm so here for the revenge campaign.
Well, they're off dealing with traitors, so they've got their own thing to deal with. So, we'll see. Anyway, really well played, guys. Really impressed. I thought I'd have you on the ropes a bit more than I did, to be honest. But you smashed it. Right. Well, let's leave it there. Well, for those of you watching live and after that, thank you ever so much for dropping by. If you did live, we had some wonderful people in the chat who came by and said hello. Let's see, we had Miss Mad 88, and we had Redium, and of course we had Simpson Mackay as well. always welcome in the chat in Roll the Bones. And of course, if you're watching on YouTube afterwards, if you'd like to give us a like, if you'd like to give us a subscribe, we would love that too. And follow us on Twitch, and hit the bell, and do everything else in the name of the strangers. Thank you ever so much for watching. And all that remains for us to say is, bone them rolls.
Bone them rolls.
Bone roll them.
Bone roll them, then bone rolls. I don't even know what I'm saying. Take it easy. Bye-bye now.